Hello, hello, hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fine Monday to you all. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see ya. What is up, Nibblejigs? Devin, Dirty Danchez, Elf, Nibblejigs again, Lost Fulgy, Still Rate Production, Cultist. How is everyone doing this fine Monday? Hopefully you had a spectacular weekend. Oh man, I'm excited. We're playing Historic today, and this deck looks really weird and really spicy. This is a deck that someone sent me. Swoon You sent me this list, and they said, you gotta check this out. I've been playing this in Historic. I actually made Mythic top 125, I think they peaked at, with this deck. It looks wonky, it looks weird, but I'm really excited to try it, and we'll see. We're gonna try it, and we'll brew it as we go along. It's a graveyard deck, but it's not a Reanimator deck. It's like a Willowgeist, Death Bonnet, Sprout, Spider Spawning, Roar the Worm, Creeping Chill, Shenanigans style deck. So this deck looks really sweet. I'm excited to try out this deck, and we got some backup decks as well. So we're gonna have some fun, play some Historic, avoid the epiphanies, hopefully. So hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day. Evan, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. How are you? Big scoop cheer for you. Great Destroyer, Dylan, Hunter, Animal Rights, Electora. Hey, what's up, Chivin? How are you today? Hopefully you had a good weekend. Ophidian, welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. Big scoop cheer for you. This hype train is already running. So how was everyone's weekend? Anyone do anything sweet? Oh my god, this weekend. Okay, quick story time about Bear, and then we will do our reminders and talk about Magic. So I decided I need a doggy door. You've probably noticed flies occasionally flying around. Well, that's because I was having to leave my door open for Bear to go in and out. So I decided, okay, I gotta get a doggy door so Bear can go in and out, so I don't have flies in here. It's driving me insane. So I got a doggy door. Of course, Bear's gonna be big. Dirty Danchez for the 5th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Big soup cheer for you. And Wash Bernoli, welcome you as well. First time sub, big soup cheer for you. So I got the dog door. It's one that has to go in the wall. So it involved like literally cutting a hole in the wall to put the dog door in. We kind of made it work. My brother helped me do it. We figured it out. We spent like a few hours yesterday. We finally got it in. I'm like, all right, we got it in. Now I just got to get Bear to use it. So I get Bear. I'm like luring him with treats. He kind of like with enough pushing will go in and out. He doesn't really like the flaps. So he's like kind of struggling with it. Doesn't really like it. I'm, using the treats to get him to sort of kind of do it. He would like, I put a treat on the outside and he would like go halfway through and then eat the treat and then back up through the dog door. So he still wasn't doing it. So like, oh man, this is going to be a lot of work. I don't know if he's going to get this. So fast forward to this morning. I'm trying to record a video. Bear is in rambunctious puppy mood. He is chewing everything. I wish you could see my floor. There was a flat rate box of Magic cards that was sitting on my floor. He broke it open. There's 5,000 Magic the Gathering. I think I can move the camera. I will show you this. You want to see it? Oh man, moving the camera never goes well. I don't know if I should. You know what? I'm gonna do it. What's the worst that can happen? All right, let's see if this works. That's why there's a rule about never moving the camera, I say. Ugh. Oh god. Oh, this was a horrible idea. This was the worst idea. Okay, we're good. Oh no, the camera died. Ah, we're back. Okay, so anyway, we learned never to move the camera. So okay, so Bear breaks open the Magic cards. He's biting on everything. He's going absolutely wild. So I go, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I got a plan. I'm going to put him out on the deck. I'll just close the door. I'll put some toys out there. I can come in and do the video. This will be perfect. So I go put him on the deck. I close the door. I leave him in toys. And don't you know it, for the first time ever, I can beg him to come in the doggy door. He will not come in the doggy door. As soon as I lock him out on the porch, boom, right through, no problems, back in the house, back chewing on the Magic cards. Instantly. So it's not even that he can't do it. He's scared of it. He just didn't want to do it. And when he wants to do it, he'll do it instantly to come in and eat my Magic cards. But when I lure him with treats and I stand there and beg him to come through the doggy door, no chance. So that's my very long and probably not very good bear story for the morning. So hopefully everyone's having a spectacular day. We learned again not to move the camera. We never move the camera. That is one of the rules. Anyway, hopefully everyone is having a he's kind of like a really cute fluffy supervillain. Anyway, reminders. Replay YouTube this week and find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Budget Magic just went up playing some Demir tokens in Standard, so check that out as well. Otherwise, our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one. They'll hook you up. They're super awesome like that. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page, clean out Richard's Garage, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 or more, get your message right on stream. And the hype trade is running. We need a bear emote, I think. We need a bear scoops as bear eating a magic card emote. I was a little nervous because I was sorting magic cards over the weekend too, and I have some of the good ones stacked on the shelf behind me, and he was going for those too. I swear he's gonna eat a fetch land or something, and he doesn't know the difference. He doesn't know the difference between these bulk cards that he scattered over the floor, like Rushwood Legate. That's okay if he eats a Rushwood Legate. I'm kind of okay with that. When he eats a fetch land though, that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad, and that's where we're heading. So thankfully I don't have any Black Lotuses, or he would be eating them. Anyway, today we're gonna play some Historic. We're starting with this super sweet, funny Fungus deck, and it literally is funny. I'm actually really excited for this deck. I like graveyard decks, and this is a really interesting take. So this was sent to me by Swoon You, said they get to Mythic 125 playing this deck. I haven't tried a single game with it yet, so we're gonna find out together how good this deck actually is. But the idea of this deck is pretty simple. We got Stitcher Supplier to fill the graveyard. We have Mire trying to fill the graveyard. We got Glow Spore Shaman to fill the graveyard. So why are we filling the graveyard? We're not trying to reanimate things. No. Instead, we're trying to like flip our Deathbound Sprouts and go aggro. We're trying to turn on our Willow Geist and beat down with our big 1-drops. We can mill over Creeping Chills to drain our opponent. We can mill over Spider Spawnings to flash back and make a bunch of spiders. We can mill over Roar the Worm to flash back for 6/6 Tramplers. We can mill over Archfiend of Sorrows. I didn't know this was a card. I've never seen this card played anywhere. We can mill it over, unearth it, get a Pyroclasm type effect, and -2/-2 to all of our opponent's creatures. And that's the idea of the deck. Graveyard shenanigans, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, in Historic, milling, filling the graveyard, flashing stuff back. It is a funny deck, but it looks really fun. So we'll see if it's actually good. If it's not good, we can tune it up as we go along the way. We also have, as a backup, some mono red madness, which we haven't played. This is like a real-ish deck. It's a deck that's gotten a lot better since Dragon Rage Channeler, but essentially filling the graveyard, playing aggressive stuff, attacking, getting stuff back out of the graveyard. But we're starting with the Sweet Graveyard Brew. The Sweet Graveyard Brew to kick things off. So if I had to draw a bear for Goldfish, I would be a Goldfish riding on a bear. That's probably the best way to do it, actually. Dog eating some fetch lands is on point flavor-wise. He will eat everything. He will eat. I think he does do it just to troll me. In a puppy loving sort of way, but I think he's just a little troll, and I guess I can't blame him. Like he is my puppy, and I've been known to do a tiny bit of trolling every now and then. Like I don't know. He's probably learned it from me. If he has bad habits, I'm probably the one to blame. Really, when you think about it. It's probably my fault. Arocalypse handing out a ton of gift subs. Simnel, Noosemux, Syphilis Rocks, Etraproton, Birdhog. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Did we just draw another Earthen Worm? We just put this away, and we drew. Ooh, Golgari Ramp A. Well, we'll take the, and there's Cling to Dust. Oh, that's awkward. Take the End of the North, cut off the ramp, pass the turn. Thank you for all the gift subs. He sees you like cards, so he likes cards too, just in the dog way. Yeah, he has his, he does love Magic. I will give him that. He likes Magic more than any dog I've ever known. I don't know if that's a good thing for someone that has a lot of Magic cards in their house, but I played every color version of Willow Geist. Ooh, what's your sweetest virgin, Kronig? I'd love to see your list. Willow Geist is a sweet card. Well, Sprout you. Play the land past the turn. Roar the Worm is a card that we don't really want in hand. This is a card we want to mill over, I think. Opponent. Land. Visionary. Come on, something good. Oh, mill a Creeping Chill. Combo. Drain ya. Well, Stitcher Supplier, that fills the graveyard. Stitcher Supplier. Oh, Creepy Chill. And a Rotten Return. Oh, we're going off. Drain you. Oh, we're going off. We're going off. We play. No, just kidding. Hang on. Play the land. And pass the turtle. It's working. It's kind of working. Variant. Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 54th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, Graveyard Hate would be good against us here. That would be annoying. What do you think of Rotten Reunion? This is a card that I never really considered to be constructed playable, but a lot of people have played it, and it's actually looked reasonably good by the old gods. Okay. Well, I guess we go to Can. Lose our Sprout, unfortunately. Make a Decay Zombie. Mire Triton, mill you. Go to combat. Hit ya. We haven't milled that well. We've milled some damage, but this Roar of the Worm is so expensive. Hey, what's up, Desolator? Good to see you. Channel points when? Well, you're earning them. We just got to figure out a way to spend them. I would like to say it's happening very soon, but I feel like I've been saying that for a while and it hasn't happened. Oh no. More bindings, more removal, more lands off the top. Oh, we hit our opponent to 8, but we're fizzling. This Roar of the Worm costs infinite mana. Potent, ramping. Not good. Can this deck be Sultai with Narcomoeba? It could. I mean, there's tons of... Oh. That wasn't in our opponent's hand. That wasn't in their hand when we thought seized them. Oh, Nissa. No. I think we're dead. All right, yeah. Well, we got off to a good start, but then we just drew... we were on the mulligan, too. Opponent drew Nissas, we drew lands, and the Roar of the Worm that we put to the bottom. Bear's been on stream. He's not usually around during the afternoon streams, though, because... Yeah, I don't think there's no way we get out of this. We're literally dead. Opponent turns out the Faceless Haven. Gives attacking for 1 million. I guess we chump. Maybe we fill something, get something in the graveyard that's relevant, although there is this Cling to Dust. Opponent. Pumped. I guess we should have blocked that, maybe? All right, mill us something good, Stitcher Supplier. Come on, buddy. Come on. Whiff. Death bomb. All right. Well, we got off to a fast start, but one Nissa undid all of our hard work. Even milling Creeping Chills doesn't do it there. Like, milling Creeping Chills is... Our opponent's at a high enough life total that it doesn't actually matter. How do we stop a Nissa? That is the question. I mean, we even had the Thoughtseize. It just came off the top. Huh. How do we sideboard here? What do you think of this Archfiend of Sorrow? Is there any way that Archfiend of Sorrow is actually good? Otherworldly Gaze has been an all-star? What list are we talking about? Otherworldly Gaze. That's a card that I'm always surprised when people play it, but maybe it's better than I give it credit for. A lot of people do play it. That's for sure. Although I'm still not convinced. I don't know. It just looks so janky. Well, Thoughtseize in. Assassin's Trophy in. Maybe Pack Rats in? Something like that. Witherbloom Command doesn't do anything, and I don't know if Archfiend of Sorrows is actually a playable deck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm skeptical about Roar of the Worm. We have to mill it, and if we do, we get a 6/6 for 4. Basically, it is definitely expensive if we do not mill it. Yeah, I mean, maybe Archfiend is... I could see it being very good against some aggro decks. I don't think it's very good against our opponent's deck. I mean, apparently this deck has got to high mythic. Or so the rumor is. Ugh. A hand that would be good if we had one more land. Well, this hand mills. This hand does mill things. Whether or not that's enough, I don't know about this Rotten Reunion. Rotten Reunion is a card that I love the flavor. I love the art. Maybe the best art from Innistrad Midnight Hunt, but Decay. They're not real creatures. Well, Thought sees you. Opponent. 2 Nissas. Golly. All right. All right. Yeah. We're good. I think a single Nissa is more powerful than every card in our deck. Opponent. Put together, add them all together in a single Nissa, I think is just more powerful. Mire Triad. Mills up guards. 2 reanimation spells. Go to combat. Hit ya. Down to 18. Pass the turn. Opponent adapts. And we got to kill him before Nissa comes down. So we got 2 turns. That's asking for a lot to go right. Well, into the north, exile it. Boom. Fake zombie. Draw that creeping chill. Roar the worm. Give us that 6/6. Hit ya. Decay away. About it. Down to 13. Come on. No removals. About it. What do you got? We need this worm attack. About it. Oh, drew a binding. All right. We draw land, of course. Go to combat. Hit ya. Oh, but opponent's at 10, and there's a Nissa. Oh, this is just like last game where we got off to a good start, but we could not close it out. Like, we got off to the aggro start, but then our opponent gets down the Nissa and stabilizes. Looking very, very similar. Maybe they don't have an untap land. Oh, if we got in that one worm hit would have done it. Rotten Reunion for lure stacks, is that why it's in the main deck? Maybe. I mean, we'll see. This is the first matchup we've played with the deck, and it's a ramp deck. It might be that we're not really, the main deck is not really designed to fight against Golgari Nissa control ramp. Thoughtseize. Well, I guess we should have cast the Creeping Chill if our opponent's going to Thoughtseize. I mean, we still get 2 damage out of it. Opponent plays the land and passes. Eat the Thoughtseize. Willow guys, go to combat. Hit ya. Decay. Opponent to 3. Is there hope? Willow guys, go. Opponent, death touches nothing. We know Nissa's coming. Does Nissa save our opponent? Not necessarily. Yes. Praise the magic gods. That was a good top deck. Okay. Out of here. Elder Gargaroth. Oh, what a draw. We top decked him back. They got the Gargaroth. We got it back. Right on cue. Come on. This better not be a removal spell. Go to combat, attack you. Is it? Oh, it's a fatal push. Okay. Opponent still needs a top deck, though. They untap. Nissa doesn't save them. They die by 1. Opponent, come on. Garrick. They did top deck. Okay. That works. Both assassins. Wow. Oh my god. Opponent top decked insanely, and we top decked equally insanely. I mean, we can't feel too bad because our opponent did top deck that Garrick when they were dead on board. But we cannot complain about our draws either. Yeah, that was some real back and forth haymaker top deck magic. Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Okay, well, I guess it's possible that we can beat this deck, sort of. Maybe we want the duress too. Is Packrat even good? Packrat still dies. Our opponent probably has sweepers. We definitely want the assassins. We only have 2 in our deck too. Hitting those 2 in a row is kind of insane. Maybe we want the duress. Bring in the duress. Go down. Maybe Rotten Reunion is not. I mean, Rotten Reunion, it was fine there. Let's try the Ghoul Caller's Harvest. Maybe that's good enough. Yeah, pack rat's just gonna die. All right, one pack rat. Run out like that. Should I play a number to of solve the equations in a deck with 4 Transmogrify and 4 Indomitable Creativity? So just to find creativity and... Ooh, I think we can keep this. Yeah, one land, one keep. One land, one keep. I think if you have 6 copies of your key combo card, you probably don't need a tutor to try to find it. I don't think it would be like wrong to play, but it's probably unnecessary. Opponent takes reanimation. Well, land and Sprout. Go. We do need to hit a land. We do need land number 2. About it. Oh, so much removal. Tap land and Thoughtseize. Okay. Down to 16. Down to 14. Opponent's hurting themselves a lot here. Yeah, we had some good top decks there. The top decks were not bad. Oh, okay. Well, Thoughtseize you. Oh, God. Alrighty then. What do we do about this? That's a bunch of cards that are good. It's almost like our opponent's deck is full of good cards. So Scavenge, we probably got to take Ooze. I want to take the Into the North to keep our opponent from ramping, but Ooze just wrecks us. Like, we don't have a way to kill it. Like, this coming down, I think, doesn't that just beat us? Yeah. I mean, I think we got to take the Ooze. Take the Ooze. Pray real hard to the magic gods. Hit ya. Down to 13. No lands. No lands. Oh! All right. Well, this means Nissa's coming. Nissa's a coming. We do draw land. We'll play the land untapped. Willowgeist. Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Hit ya. Come on, we need a Thoughtseize off the top. Owner down to 12. Untaps. Oh, do they get to the Nissa? If they do get to the Nissa, is there any way we get out from under it? Opponent binding the old gods. Gonna blow up our Willowgeist. We gain a life. We get to flip. We top deck another Creeping Chill, which we would have rather not drawn. We mill a couple cards. Hit ya. Oh, these Creeping Chills are stuck in hand. We need to get these Creeping Chills cast. Opponent binding ramps. Nissa coming next turn for sure. About it. Timeless Witness. Okay. Gets back Ooze, which is bad. Oh, so the Ooze is coming too. That's doubly bad. Hit ya. Opponent blocks. Down to 3. For only having 2 lands, we're putting up quite the fight. Yeah, we have lethal and a half in hand. About it. Oh, this Ooze is such an issue. It is such an issue. We just can't answer. There's the Ooze. No longer lethal in hand. Opponent's going to gain roughly infinite life, I think. Yeah. Eats a Mire Triton. Up to 4. Oh, Timeless Witness got us. Yeah, that's the problem with Creeping Chill is it's really bad to draw. Really, really bad to draw. Wait, no, you top deck removal. Oh my goodness. Okay. Exile Timeless Witness. And we draw land. Call the Death Dweller. Get back. I don't even know. What is our best reanimation plan? The Ooze is so insane against us. Okay. Okay. Opponent's at 4. At least one Willowgeist. I mean, I guess Willowgeist is good against the ooze. Glowspore to get back a land makes sense. Maybe we go Willowgeist Glowspore. Because this does punish our opponent for activating the ooze. Death Touch on Glowspore. Menace on Willowgeist. Mill some cards. Overgrown Tomb to the top. Grow the Willowgeist. No attacks. There's a chance. There's a chance we might be able to steal about it. Death Touch on Willowgeist? Yeah. I mean, I like that our... Okay, there's Nissa. Opponent turns it on. Are we... Oh, this makes... Opponent passes. Overgrown Tomb untapped. We should be able to do it, right? This should work. Opponent, so we attack with everything. Well, no. Attack with everything. This should work. Our opponent gets to gain 2 up to 4, but they're going to take at least 1. Unless they can cast something with this green mana. Attack with it all. Come on. Come on. Hold. Oh, the Creeping Chill in hand. Opponent, gonna block. Gonna block. We want them to tap out, because if they can exile the ooze, if they don't tap out, they have to tap out here to eat something, or they die to the Willowgeist. And that opens up Creeping Chill not getting exiled by ooze post-combat main phase. So I think we do have to do it after. If we chill first, well, I guess if we chill first and they tap the forest to eat it, and then they don't have the blocker, and then they also die. I guess they die either way. All right, opponent. It's hilarious that, wow, they... Eating stuff grows the Willowgeist and they die. Yes. Opponent's dead. Opponent's dead. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Yeah, the getting back Willowgeist was key because that's a way to punish the Scavenging Ooze. And we took down the Nissa deck. I don't know how that worked out. I feel like this is not a matchup that our deck's really built for, but the synergies got there. What's everyone else's rule of thumb for EDH removal and board wipes? So when I am building a commander deck, I want to have at least like 3 sweepers in the deck typically. 3 to, depending on the deck, maybe like at a minimum a couple in my lowest wrath decks. If I'm playing a ton of creatures and don't need wraths, I still want at least 1 or 2. Probably on average 3 to 4, and then sometimes up to like 5 or 6 in more controlling decks, and then a few targeted removal spells. Hopefully ones that hit anything. The more flexibility, the better. As far as like creature only removal, it's got to be like Swords to Plowshares, maybe a Terminate once in a while. But I really want the Utter Ends, the Anguish Unmakings, the Beast Withins, things that can kill multiple card types. I think have a lot of value in Commander. Did we talk about Marrow's article? We did not. We did not talk about the Color Pie article, although the podcast goes up later today, and we will we talk about it quite a bit during the podcast. So Mark Rosewater posted an article about the Color Pie today, and this article is really long. It's really long. There's actually 2 articles. There's one that is Mechanical Color Pie 2021 that just talks about like each color, what it does primarily, what it does secondarily, what it does throughout the entire list. Like very, very long, in-depth article. Then there's another one that talks about changes to the Color Pie. And this goes through like every ability, and like this color can do this, but it can't do this. It used to be able to do this. So it's a really interesting read. I think the most interesting the most interesting heading that cracks me up the most is card draw. Talking about card draw, because a big topic. These Archfiends of Sorrows. So it's kind of like a mulligan to a million. 7 mana. I don't know about these Archfiends. We're gonna have to think about something to replace these Archfiends with, because I don't think we have a way to get them out of hand. Like, this hand would be fine, but I don't think we can keep. You know what? We'll try it. We're going to try it. We'll see. Well, I mean, we got the Archfiends in the deck. If we got to auto-mulligan, then maybe they just shouldn't be in the deck. So the most interesting aspect of this was the card draw section. The card draw section talks about white getting card draw. And essentially, if you read it over, and I would recommend reading the article because it's interesting, it kind of sounds like, okay, we actually decided to give white card draw because y'all cried about it so much, but white can only draw 1 card a turn, so we decided to make white's card draw really, really bad, which seems like a really bad solution. If you're going to break the color pie to give white card draw, and you're going to change the color pie to give white card draw, it might be worth doing it in a way. Oh my god, another thing we want to flash back. It could possibly maybe be worth doing it in a way that's actually a little bit powerful. Pack Rat is in our sideboard, unfortunately. What do you think about Path as target removal and Commander alongside Swords? I think Swords and Path together are fine. I think those are good options. I don't usually play other creature-only removal in white. Those two would be my creature-only removal spells. If I'm only choosing one of them, it's going to start with Swords. Swords is better. And then you go Swords with Path being the second one. But yeah, I think those are the best creature-only removal spells in white. Generous Gift I like a ton. That's probably my number 1 white removal spell. I also like Council's Judgment quite a bit. Other things that are not enchantments to sit on the battlefield and get blown up, but can hit any card type. Those are my favorite removal spells in Commander. I think Esper Sentinel is what they mean, though, which is pretty good. I mean, Esper Sentinel is pretty good. I mean, do you think white being able to draw a card a turn is going to be enough to solve the issues? So here's my concern. Every other color, and this is in the context of Commander, and I'm a supporter of the color pie, and I think the argument that white is bad at drawing cards and people should deal with it is actually like rather convincing. Like, I don't think that white necessarily has to be good at drawing cards, but if we are going to give white card draw, we might as well make it reasonable. So here might be my argument against the draw one card a turn, which is blue gets to refill with Blue Sun Zenith style effects. Red gets to refill their hand with wheel style effects. Black gets mass card draw with things like Necropotence, draw X card style effects. And then green gets refill card draw based on its creatures. How many creatures you have, how big your creatures are. So white is... What are we doing this turn? So white is the... We can't kill him. This Alchemist's Nightmare is actually kind of obnoxious. So white being able to draw 1 card a turn, I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure that's enough to really solve white's issue, so to speak. I mean, maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. Oh, this main deck Graveyard Hate's gonna get us. But I feel like white needs more ways to, like, refuel to really keep up with other colors. Drawing 1 card a turn is better than drawing 0 cards a turn, but it's also, I don't think, gonna allow white to keep up with colors that are just refill my hand, which every other color can do. So if we're gonna give white card draw, I think we gotta give it good card draw. Either that or don't give it card draw and just make the argument that that's not part of white's colors pie, and you're going to have to deal with your land tax effects or other, reanimation, Amiria style effects, other less traditional sources of card advantage. Why can't white be how many creatures you have and green be how big your creatures are? I mean, that would make sense. That's intuitive to me. I think they need Narset effects in white. Yeah, I mean, that's the other argument is white could be better at card advantage by keeping other people from drawing cards, which would feel very white. Like maybe the Notion Thieves of the world. maybe the Notion Thieves of the world are... Are better off being white cards, Notion Thieves, Narsats, and have white tax other people's card draw to such an extent that it remains on parity with other colors. Oh, Alms Collector is just so bad, though. Alms Collector is in the right direction. It's just a really, really powered down. It's a really powered down version of like a Notion Thief. Alms Collector, 4 mana, 3/4 flash. If opponent would draw 2 or more cards, instead you and that player each draw 1 card. So it doesn't stop your opponent from drawing a card, which a lot of effects do. Phyrexian Arenas, Ponders, all those. There's many cards that draw a single card multiple times rather than a whole bunch of cards at once. 2-0. We're 2-0. It counts. I don't know what happened to our opponent. Their graveyard hate was about to go off and ruin our day, but we're ranking up. We're ranking up. We're technically, theoretically 2-0. I credit Bear. Good luck charm. All the Magic cards Bear ate earlier. Hull Breacher could be white. I mean, Rhystic Study could be white. Rhystic Study could be a white card, right? Like, that was my preferred solution to white card draw, is more moving stuff like Rhystic Study to white, more taxing style card draw. At least, well, Willow Geist, remember, it's not quite as good as it looks with Mass Graveyard Exile. Maybe our opponent doesn't, maybe our opponent didn't realize that, but Willow Geist does say 1 or more cards. So Scavenging Ooze, really good with Willow Geist, because we're exiling 1 card repeatedly. It's growing each time. Nile Spellbomb or a Tormod script that wipes 20 cards at once, you still only get 1 counter, because it's 1 or more. So it cares about how many separate times a card or more gets exiled, rather than how many cards get exiled in one shot. Could Consecrated Sphinx be white? I mean, it might need to be Consecrated Angel. I don't know about mono white Sphinx, but I think the effect could work in white. Those are the style of effects that I'd like to see. Ones that feel more white. I don't know. Maybe the 1 card a turn limit. I don't know. I don't think it's enough. I just don't think it's enough. Just because all the other colors, if the concern is commander in specific, all the other colors get the mass draw. I noticed that the historic metagame has not been updated on the website. Do you know when it'll be updated? So we talked about this, actually. Someone asked us a few days ago. The issue is that there just haven't been historic tournaments that are big enough to show up on the metagame page. I think the cutoff is... there needs to be 15 players in the tournament. So there's been a couple. The Pizza Box Open from yesterday has been uploaded. There's one from October 2nd that was big enough. I guess maybe it's 10 is the cutoff. But the big problem has been there just hasn't been tournaments with enough players to show up on the metagame page. That's why there was such a lack of tournaments for these like 3 weeks in September. Everyone's playing standard. No one was doing historic tournaments. So there wasn't deck lists to populate with. So I'm hoping now that we got bannings, now that people are maybe cooling on standard a little bit, thanks to now that players are maybe cooling on standard a little bit, thanks to Alrund's Epiphany and friends, I think that maybe we start getting more tournaments, and that will help the metagame page populate a little more consistently. But yeah, that's basically it. So the metagame page is working the way it's intended to. We just haven't had tournaments to put on it. Yeah, we haven't milled anything. Oh, okay. We may have just put a land on top of our deck and then milled that by... Yeah, that might have been a little clunky. About it, young Pyromancer. Oh, this is good. All right, so we get to Witherbloom Command. Oh, this is a good one. Kill young Pyromancer. Mill, get back a land. Oh, this is good. This is good. Out of here, young Pyromancer. This is actually a matchup where this Archfiend could be kind of decent. Kind of decent, I think. Land on black. Stature Supplier. Keep the fun going. Mills of cards. Nothing helpful. Man, I wish we had a Willow Geist get it hit ya. I wonder if we should play Scavenging Ooze in this deck. Scavenging Ooze seems like it could be good. We won one match super legitimately, and then we won another match where our opponent ended up conceding. Yeah, Archfiend might actually... This might be the Archfiend matchup. About it. Gets Luris, it gets Young Pyromancer, gets all the tokens. Does not get Arcanist, but it gets everything else. Can't be Thoughtseize because it's in the graveyard. I assume our opponents... Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what our opponent does here. It's only 5 from the graveyard, thankfully. The Unearth does help a bit. I don't know why. I assume this is a bug that it's showing. So much mana here. All right, Haste up the Arcanist gets in. Flashes back a Thoughtseize, which doesn't do a ton. Sure. Would you like to take our Roar of the Worm that we want in the graveyard? Or a Glowspore Shaman, which isn't very good? Your choice. Takes a Glowspore. Hits us for 1. Well, sure. No blocks. Opponent cracks the land. Well, the deck's kind of feeling decent. I just realized that Pack Rat is in Historic, but no one uses it. Do you think that Rats could come with Crimson? I think the Rat Tribe could use... We should hang on. Claim the Firstborn gets this, doesn't it? Oh, Claim the Firstborn might be a reason not to play Roar the Worm. Little nervous about that. How bad is it if they claim the Firstborn? Pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Well, all right. No fear in Wormsville. Opponent at 8. Come on, Magic Gods. No claim the Firstborns, please. Opponent land. Yeah, mana value of 0 on our 6/6 is less than ideal. Stature Supplier. Mill some cards. Okay. Another Arcanist. Sure. Cracks the land. If this is Claim the Firstborn, Mountain. Passes. Oh. Okay, so. Archfiend. Coming back. Out of here. Mill those cards. Here we come. All out attack. Opponent. Gonna have to jump. With those Arcanists. I think they got a double jump, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both of them gone. That's huge. Chumps the Worm. Dead? And dies. Opponent did not want to jump. They choose to die. What do you think about Green-White Angels? Angels used to be like the best deck in the format. I don't know where things shake out now that we just had the latest rounds of bannings. I think they got a lot worse when Control was the top deck in the meta, but maybe Control will not be the top deck in the meta thanks to the recent bannings. Speaking of Crimson, do you think that Vampires in Crimson Vow might interact with the day-night mechanic? Maybe they're more powerful at night and get weaker when the sun's out. I mean, I guess they could. That's a possibility. Although, aren't there probably going to be werewolves? Or not? I mean, if we had confirmation on that, I would assume that there'll be more werewolves that will probably interact with the mechanic. Yeah, I think that's why Angels went away, is because it was just so bad against Control. But perhaps now that we got the banning, perhaps it is time for Angels to make a comeback. Angels, as far as just being like a creature mid-range deck, is a pretty good example of a creature mid-range deck. Well, Rotting Reunion's actually kind of fine in this matchup. This might be the matchup where it's worth it. What do we cut? Oh, maybe Spider Spawning. We definitely want the relics. We just want all the graveyard hate. Stitcher Supply Reunion. Witherbloom Command felt good. Maybe, like, go down. Probably Roar of the Worms. Roar of the Worms feel really bad. Maybe we get on all the Roar of the Worms and keep the spider spawning. I feel like mostly we're going to make a worm and it's going to get stolen and smack us and then sacrificed. I feel like that's the most common outcome. Do you think that they will print werewolves that trigger night on day 1? Ooh, wait. So like werewolves that come into play on their backside, really? So, ooh, no lands. So why Relic? So I didn't build the deck for one. It looks weird. I assume Soul Guide Lantern is right, although the upside of Relic of Progenitus, it does kind of combo with Willowgeist. We can just keep exiling one card at a time from our own graveyard to grow it every turn. I don't know if that's actually enough of a reason to play it. The downside is it does potentially wrath our graveyard, which isn't good. Ugh, nothing like top decking and creeping chill. Well, Thought sees you, I guess. Village Rights Claim, Arcanist. This is, opponent's got a good hand. That is a good hand. Ugh. I feel like all these cards beat us. So if we take Arcanist, they reanimate it. This is like the perfect hand for our opponent. Ugh. Taking the land I don't think does much. Like our opponent can do everything with 2 mana. If we take the Village Rights, then they Arcanist and try to flash it back. I mean, I think we take the Village Rights. We can't really stop the Arcanist anyway. If we could, it would be worth it. Well, let me see, Slouchin. All right, there's the Arcanist. We really got to draw land. Got to draw land to get down Meyer trying to block. No. All right. How many lands does this deck play? Is it playing enough? Peroxa. Well, okay. Discard Creeping Chill. About it. Untaps. That's a spicy looking deck. Kind of a super frenzy Esper control deck. Clever Conjurer. Interesting. Have not seen any Clever Conjurer decks. I mean, that looks like a sweet control deck. Seems solid to me. I don't know. Have you considered playing any of the mana rocks to work with Teferi? That's something I've seen a decent amount of decks doing, like Strixhaven Stadium kind of combo-ish. We have a new subscriber. I am the evil one. Welcome to the fishbowl. Boy, we cannot draw land here. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Get it at ya. Oh, 1 land is probably not quite going to be enough. Yeah, that's kind of a neat synergy. Yeah, it's going to be hard to win without having a few more lands. Opponent untaps and. So, what'd y'all do this weekend? Anyone do anything sweet? Fame, haste it up, hits us for 8 few billion. I mean, if we draw land, Witherbloom Command can kill the demon. Opponent goes attacking, no blocks. Our opponent's graveyard's empty, so Crocs is not coming back. Ellery, welcome to the fishbowl. Ooh, how'd you like Squid Games, Weedledraw? Oh, we cannot find a land. We cannot find a land. Yeah, right, we're... 1 land's not gonna do it. 1 land's just not gonna do it. That's the only way that we lose is... Well, the only way we have lost has been being so mana screwed we can't actually do anything. All right, run it back. Camp Out Music Festival, that sounds fun. Pumpkin Patch, oh man. So there's this, down the road from me, I live out in the middle of nowhere. Down the road from me, there's this really sweet pumpkin patch. Someone built like a cool building, and it's just surrounded by pumpkins, and they had it set up so you just go and get the pumpkins you want. There's a little booth with like a cash thing that you could put your money in. It had the prices listed, so there wasn't even anyone there. You could just go and get your pumpkins, leave your money, and it seemed really cool. It was a nice little middle of nowhere thing. And then apparently someone went and stole the cash drawer that they had there. So now they have to they're trying to put up cameras and have security, and it just I don't know. It's too bad. Try to do just like a fun little pumpkin patch, and someone's got to go ruin it. Yeah. Witherbloom Command is non-creature. Oh, you might be right. Well, we're not gonna be mana screwed this game. That much is for sure. We are going to have lands. Are we going to have action? That is another question about it. Untaps. There's another artifact with a lot of value that is there another artifact with a lot of value you can untap and get lots of value from, like the lantern. So I have more than one artifact I can untap with Teferi and Clever Conjurer. All right, get Thought Seized. Well, we need to draw non-lands this game. If we could mix these two hands together, I think we'd be in some serious business, don't it? Well, Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. All right, there's the Creeping Chill. Play the land. And go attacking. Opponent going to block and mill. All right, action. Action, please. Yeah, Celestis could be a good one. Hey, what's up, Pat? How are you? Good to see you. I'm doing super well. Opponent. There was one of the pumpkins. It was like an albino pumpkin. I didn't even know that was a thing. But the pumpkin was completely white on the outside. I've never seen a completely white pumpkin before, but it actually looked pretty creepy. It was super haunting looking. Perfect Halloween pumpkin. Ugh. Well, Willowgeist. Play the land. Go attacking. About it. Thinking about blocking. Oh, this Crocs is coming back. Yeah. Help mill some cards. Nothing helpful. Pass the turn. So how can we improve this deck? I feel like the idea of this deck is solid, but some of the specific cards are pretty questionable. Starting with Archfiend in the main deck. Also, I don't know about Creeping Chill. Creeping Chill is powerful, but boy, I feel like maybe we need a way to discard cards. Maybe that's it. Because I feel like drawing the Creeping Chills has been a consistent issue. I mean, maybe that's just inherent with playing Creeping Chill. Do you think I wonder if it's worth it? All right, we draw nothing. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Well, yeah, there's... Well, that did not feel good. That did not feel good at all. I mean, Creeping Chill gives you reach that you need in some games. Oh, it would have been nice if we could have gotten out of Platinum. We need to win that one to get out of Platinum. Isn't there a Hydra with an emblem that is better than Roar of the Worm? Hydra with an emblem that's better than Roar of the Worm. We can look. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's better than Roar of the Worm, and I don't know if it's in Historic. But there was a weird Hydra from Amonkhet, right? That had Embalm. I almost feel like... Yeah, I don't think it's an Arena. Honored Hydra, that's what it was. Honored Hydra. Yeah, Honored Hydra is basically very similar. Except it has trample. So it is an upgrade, but it does not exist on Arena. All right, let's do another match or two, and then maybe we try to do some upgrades to this deck, because the idea is really sweet. But some of the cards are weird. Quick question. What do you think of Lear Burvok Mill? Sounds sweet. I mean, yeah, same colors, kind of care about the same things. I could see that working. What about the new card from Innistrad with flashback that makes 4/4 beasts? I would have to look at the specifics. I know what card you mean. How much does it cost though? Ooh, all right, Merfolk. Uh-huh. Now, Millow Willow, guys. Play the land. Ugh. How do we do this? I guess we gotta do it this way. Mill 3. Kill the dork. Hopefully hit a land. All right, we do hit a land. Threat 1 done. Hit ya. Down to 19. Can we race the Merfolk? Can we race the Merfolk? How about the legendary Hydro from Theros with Escape? Yeah, I think Blue Granos could be good. I mean, it was good enough to keep Siege right now. Out of standard until it rotated. All right, mill and flip. Land on green. Willowgeist. And Glowspore Shaman. Mill some cards. Get back the land. Wow, maybe we can just race Merfolk. As of right now, we are sort of racing Merfolk. Hit ya. Down to 6. This deck actually can get off to fast starts. This is the most aggro start we've seen. Maybe dip into blue for Otherworldly Gaze so you don't have to draw chills as often. Ugh. I will admit I'm pretty skeptical of Otherworldly Gaze. I really, really am. Well, Eda Shoreline Scout, grow it. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Maybe. Willowgeist. Mire Triton. Mill some cards. Attack with everything. Oh, if we get a land to get back this Archfiend, opponent down to 7. We need the land. We need the land, and we the Archfiend of Sorrows blowout. Opponent land. Dump your hand. You got the Regery. Do what you can do. Oh. Opponent. Gonna tap down the wow, going aggro. All right, taps down the Willowgeist, draws a card. Not untapping the lands, which is interesting. Mistbinder taps it down. All right. Well, here they come. Opponent hits us a little. Oh, a land is still so good. Down to 13. We will eat a Glowspore Shaman. Grow our Willowgeist. The synergy is adding up. So opponent can what? Block 2 things? Yeah, I think that does it. Creeping Chill. Well, this time drawing Creeping Chill was okay. This was actually a good time to draw a Creeping Chill. Did you try Otherworldly Graze with Delver? Maybe good in Phoenix decks. I didn't try in my Delver deck. I haven't been able to convince myself it's playable. I've seen other people playing it. It just I can't get myself to do it. I'm probably the one who's wrong, and maybe I just got to get on board, but it looks too much like Index. Index is like, one of the it's like a meme. It's like a meme. I remember someone playing Index before, and it's just, it's so bad. Like, you're just throwing away a card for no value. But maybe, I don't know, maybe that's boomer thinking. Maybe in 2021 Magic, when every card is worth 20 cards, you can afford to throw away some cards, just like you can afford to throw away some cards mulliganing, because you know that your cards are going to make up for it. So maybe just being cheap and filling the graveyard and being 2 spells for your Magecraft stuff or whatever, like maybe that's fine. Maybe that's more than enough to take care of it. So, all right, how are we sideboarding against Merfolk? Well, I guess just more removal. Feed the Swarm, Assassin's Trophy, go down, Rotten Reunion, and maybe one Roar the Worm. Yeah, try it like that. I mean, that was an impressive start for our deck. That actually was a really fast start. Oh, this classic, we got a mulligan this. 2 Archfiends and a Creeping Chill. If you decide to try this deck, I think you... Okay, gonna mulligan that one. This one we will keep. Bottom. Oh, not an exciting start. Favorite Meat Puppets album. Meat Puppets 2 is the best. Turn on CDL. Oh, I wasn't sure what that is. I thought that was like a form of driver's license. Cardboard Live. I assume that's referring to. Is that another land? Oh my god, that's another land. All right, that is way more lands than we need, and then some. Cardboard Live has been a little wonky since the big Twitch leak thing about it. Silver Girl it up, but it should be on now. Oh boy. Well, how about a Meyer Triton? Hi. Creeping Chill. We've drawn so many Creeping Chills. Hey, what's up, Maverick Kingpin? How are you? Yeah, you have so much land recovery, you don't really need to keep more than 2 lands on the mulligan. Yeah, I think that's true. Well, kill the speaker. Hopefully draw a real card or a land. Well, we're definitely not putting a land at the top of our deck. Oh my god, there's a bunch more lands. No. Oh, this hand's so rough. Steve Meyer, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. About it. Ooh, Sevulin. The best of the Merfolk. If Merfolk ends up being playable in Historic, it is going to be exclusively because Sevulin is a card. Opponent hits us. Well, Roar the Worm. Mega 6/6, hopefully. Oh! Whoa! What did our opponent see about the creature beatdown in game 1 that would make them bring in a Spell Pierce? Huh. Well, this one's a tiny bit over, I think. You got to see last game how good of starts this deck can get off to, but it does appear to have a bit of consistency issues at times. Like, the good games are really, really sweet, but then this game, we're just top decking Creeping Chills, mulliganing to 5 because we got a bunch of Archfiend of Sorrows in hand. I think, so what is the best way for us to get cards out of our hand? We need we need a Faithful Mending in our colors, a Faithless Looting in our color. Actually, maybe it's actually going into another color, but I wish there was a way, like, it's been very painful to top deck Creeping Chills, Roar the Worms, Archfiends. We have a pretty high number. That's like 10 cards in our deck almost, 9 cards in our deck that are literally very close to dead draws. Like, sometimes you can cast a Creeping Chill, even though it's pretty not exciting. Actually, it is 10 because we sideboard out a Roar the Worm. But yeah, so I wish there was a way we could draw cards to get rid of those cards. Something exactly like Faithless Looting. Yoda Man for the 41st month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I love Grizzly Salvage. I don't think it's an Historic. Is it in Historic? Wow, no lander again. Well, okay. Go Stitcher Suppliers, I guess. Land on Black and Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Pass the turn. About it untaps. Ooh, opponent plays a land. Humana Speaker. Well, play the land, Witherbloom Command. Kill your thing, mill you get a land. Wow, we almost whiffed. Well, okay, we milled the Roar of the Worm. Get in, hit ya. Things are looking better. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. Corpse turn, yeah. So Grizzly Salvage. Oh, that must came in an anthology. It's so hard to keep track of everything that comes into Historic, because so many cards come from so many places. But yeah, Grizzly Salvage could be a good option. That doesn't actually solve the drawing cards that we would rather have. Drawing cards that we would rather have in our graveyard problem. But it is a very good card in decks like this. I'll get and hit ya. Opponent takes it to 16. Just popped in into the stream too. Longtime VOD watcher, first time stream viewer. Hey, welcome, Tactical Omelet. Omelet. Good to have you. Good to see you. Heirloom Mirror. What does Heirloom Mirror do? Is there anything worth reanimating? Stitcher Supplier. Willowgeist, I guess. Well, we drew an Archfeed that. See, we really need a way to discard this. I think that might be the most important thing the deck can do to improve. Well, let's go to combat and attack and see what happens. Go to combat, hit ya. So Heirloom Mirror, 2-mana artifact, pay 1 life, discard a card, draw a card, mill a card, then put a ritual counter on it. When it has 3 or more ritual counters on it, transform it into a flying 4/4, exile target creature from graveyard, put a blissful counter on it. I do like that it says draw a card, although I think there might be something similar but slightly better that doesn't require as much mana and perhaps sticks around longer. But that's, yeah, something along those lines to get cards out of our hand I think could be really helpful in this deck. Well, Lilith Troll would be, so good in this deck. It would be so good. Old Stick Fingers actually seems like it could be good. This deck needs Luris. But then we'd have to get rid of Archfiend of Sorrows. The 7-drop that we will almost certainly never be able to cast. Opponent blocks. Drops to 12. Well, opponent representing, again, the random Spell Pierce. Well, I guess we will counter that with a Stitcher Supplier. Hit a Creeping Chill. Drain you to 9. Opponent. Land. Mistbinder. Goes attacking. Or not. Well, eat a card. Grow it. Go to combat. Attack you. I mean, we're not in the worst shape. Ether Gust. Okay, well, we will call the Death Dweller. Get back Willowgeist. Get back Stitcher Supplier. Yeah, that's fine. Death Touch Willowgeist. Menace Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Pass the turn. All right, what do you got about it? Yeah, they're definitely representing a counter. Vulpenscar, how are you? Good to see you. Hello, hello. Opponent. Passes. Well, play Glowspore Shaman. Mill some cards. Get back a... Do we want to get back a land? Yeah, get back a land. Grow the Willowgeist. We gotta get to 7 mana to cast this. Trickster. That doesn't work that way. Tap land. Pass the turn. Opponent adapts. Ooh, Vivian's Arcbow could be interesting. Shoreline Scout. Eats a land to get a tropical island. Goes attacking. Wow, goes attacking. Wow, 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 wow. Opponent's being super aggressive. So. Block. Yeah, block. Mill some cards. Down to 19. Come on. How many creeping chills do we have left? We've only used one. Come on. Triple creeping chill. Triple creeping chill. A million lands. A million. Okay, one creeping chill. Opponent goes to 6. We grow the Willow Geist. We draw a Willow Geist. We go to combat. We attack our opponent. Yeah, attack our opponent. I think we're gonna get there. I think we might get there. Opponent going to block. Roar of the Worm. No counter. 6/6. Up to a 4/4. Opponent plays a land. Another Mistbinder, that's fine. About it. Scoops it up. Take it out the Merfolk. The deck is kind of working. It's really kind of working. I didn't want to lose the Geist. The Geist offers so much value if we can keep it around that I feel like losing it with a 3/3 Merfolk is pretty bad. Oh, Creeping Chill is, when we're not drawing the Creeping Chill, it's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. All right, one more and then it's update time. One more, then we'll have a feel of the deck, then we'll do our updating. I like this deck, though. This deck's sweet. This deck's actually really sweet. Early GG by the opponent. I mean, they were dying, weren't they? I actually didn't even notice. Did they GG us? Stephen Meyer handing out the gift sub, 2 gift subs to Justin Geezer and Sorois. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. I mean, that's the thing. Maybe we don't have to update it because it has been functioning pretty well. Like, admittedly, it has been working pretty well. I just really want a way to discard the big cards from our hand. That's been the frustration with the deck, is drawing cards that we want in the graveyard. We at least should look and see. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, the life gain deck. Well, Sprout you. You gain a life. Opponent passes. Can we is it good in Soul Sisters? Can we overcome the Soul Sisters? Yeah, red for looting offers some possibilities. I think Faithless Looting would be really good with the deck's doing. That's like the easiest way to get cards out of our hand. Like this Creeping Chill, which, I don't know, sometimes you get people with a Creeping Chill. Crypt Breaker, I don't think we have enough zombies to really... We'll look. Season Pyramid, yeah, maybe Jun does have potential. Opponent, Speaker of the Heavens, gains life. Attacks. Well, no blocks. Down to 19. Mill a land. Blooming Marsh. Witherbloom Command. Mill cards kill you. Aha! Get back a land. Exile a Creeping Chill. Drain you. Hit you. Oh, we're gonna flip these Deathbound Sprouts really quickly. About it. Resplendent Angel. Scary card. Gets and hits us. Well, we mill Mire Triton. We flip. We Thought Seize you. Actually, let's play the Swamp. Play the Swamp. Thought Seize you. Oh! Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Having 3 Death Bonnet Hulks. That Declaration Stone is actually incredibly frightening. But the Collected Company, yeah, the fact that they're playing Declaration Stone is probably incorrect, but it's actually insanely good here. Autumn Shank, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we're going to take the cocoa. We're going to go to combat, hit our opponent. We are going to play Stitch or Supplier, mill some cards. We're going to play Death Bonnet Sprout. I mean, we do got to pressure, though, because if our opponent gets to 6 mana, this Resplendent Angel is going to be a big issue, too. Seagull Blaze. Oh, no. Seagull Blaze, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it gets it hits us. Okay. Well, mill a card. Exile Speaker of the Heavens. Land on black. Go to combat. Attack you. Attack you. Opponent takes it. Roar the Worm. Opponent gains a life. We gotta kill him before they get to 6 mana. I think about it. Are you getting our Hulks and giving us some treasures, some clues? Yes. All right. Got us. I had the best historic match yesterday. Opponent grew a giant dancer with trample, swung at me to put me to lethal the next turn, then said good game and passed. I top deck called the Death Dweller, sacked my Mam Devil, then reanimated with Death Touch counter, gave them the GG, then shot down their Spirit Dancer. That is pretty spectacular. That is pretty good. Well, go to combat, hit you. If we can get our opponent low enough, the surprise creeping chill could do some work. Well, Death Bonnet Sprout. Mire Triton. Pass the turn. What do you got about it? This is so close. This is such a close game. Yeah, that is a good one. Always feels good to win after your opponent gives you the early GG. Opponent, Soul Ward. Righteous Valkyrie. Okay. Hits us to 6. I'm gonna go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent blocks. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, we're 1 point short. And now we're dead. Wow. Oh, what a way to go. What a way to go. Wow. 1 point. 1 point. I think I get more bugged by early concedes than GGs. Ah. Boy, we were so close. So close. Well, they also got the additional angel now. So they had more flying power, unfortunately. Huh. How do we stop this? I wonder, this deck is almost able to play Grafdigger's Cage. Well, we can bring in, I guess, a couple more removal spells. Feed the Swarm, not a real card. Does not exist. Ignore the fact that it is technically in our deck. It is not a magic card that exists. It's so funny that our opponent probably should be playing Fateful Absence, and the fact that they were playing the old version, maybe because they didn't want to spend a wild card, was able to get us. Yeah, I guess we should have played the. Oh boy, 2 creepy chills a dad. Well, okay, we can put the Archfiend to the bottom. I mean, I guess we'll keep this. This hand is not lovely, but it's at 6 we gotta keep. Well, run out the Willow, guys. About it. The fact that they were playing the old version allowed them to win that. I think if we could have kept our sprouts once they flipped, we would have gotten that game pretty easily. But, well, land on green. Glow Sport Shaman. Mail some cards. I also wonder if this deck wants Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze to eat our own graveyard seems so good with Willowgeist. Unseen Spectre, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 58th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, hey, what's up, Unseen Spectre? How are you? Well, let's stitch your supplier. Mill some cards. Well, there's a Creeping Chill. Drainia. Yeah, go to combat hit, yeah. So what are you thinking about standard right now? I've been wondering, have we reached the point where you just don't want to see standard anymore? Are we already there? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that card does not exist, but drain you, mill. Get back the land. Oh no. 1 point. 1 point. If our opponent stabilizes at 1 again, okay. Oh, we got there. So what are you thinking about standard? Where are we at with standard right now? Are we already to the point where no standard until Crimson Vow, or not no standard, but minimal standard? Like, we stream tomorrow. How do you feel if we fire up a standard stream? Hey, thank you, Brahmir. What do you think about it? Like, is it something you're interested in watching? Yeah, Fiend Artisan could be cool. I'm like genuinely, I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know what y'all want to see. I mean, we do have a new set. We're like 10 days from spoiler season. So we have a new set coming out very quickly. My experience, the last standard, a standard video just went up on the YouTube. We were playing Dimir tokens. And I mentioned in the video, when I was trying to record that, I eventually got to the point where I just played Epiphany like 5 times in a row, and I just started scooping. That's my nightmare on stream, is that we just have one of those days where we just play against Epiphany every round of the stream. Or it's like Epiphany, mono green, Epiphany, mono white, Epiphany. And that just, like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a very fun experience for the stream in general. So, I mean, I don't think standard is horrible or anything. It's just, if you play the ladder, it's a lot of Epiphany. It's a lot of Epiphany. And I just don't know if that makes for an entertaining viewing experience for a stream. Spicy and crushes Epiphany. Well, maybe that's the goal. Maybe we do a stream where we're trying to beat Epiphany. Yeah, mono white seems to be one of the new decks that people are playing to try to keep up with the meta. I think the idea is it's good against mono green, and maybe you can be fast enough to get in under Epiphany. Yeah, I mean, I'm cheap and I will never play paper vintage, but I do like watching vintage. Ugh. Like, we gotta mulligan this. Like, it's kind of a 5-card hand already, because we're just never going to be able to cast these, so... Well, alright. Archfiend to the bottom. Donos for the 44th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Do you want to play standard? It doesn't sound like it. I mean, I enjoy standard when it goes back. It depends on what I play against, honestly. When I play a mixture of decks, I really enjoy this standard. But when I play Epiphany for the 5 matches in a row, that makes me not want to continue to play standard. And the thing is, if I'm recording a video, it's fine. Because if I'm recording a YouTube video, and I play Epiphany 5 times in a row, I can just start scooping and not show the fifth, you know, the 4th and 5th and 6th Epiphany match. But on the stream, you don't really have that option because it's because it's all happening live, so you don't really have the option to just concede somehow, basically. Well, play the land. Kill something, mill. Oh yeah, we gotta get rid of some Soul Wardens. Get back a... yeah, forest is fine. Get back a forest. Kill a Soul Warden. Pass the turn. 27 is the magic number, one of them for the opponent's deck. How about a Challenger Gauntlet stream? Line up several follower subs to play a variety deck in challenges against you. Ooh, that could be sweet. How is Modern these days? Modern is not horrible. Modern still has a lot of diversity. It is very heavily influenced by Modern Horizons 2. Ugh. Yeah, this is a draw I'm not sure we can beat from our opponent. Well, the Creeping Chill kind of helps. Play the land. Roar of the Worm. So opponent goes to 25. How do we get through this Righteous Valkyrie? Righteous Valkyrie is so good in these life gain decks. Opponent, oh my goodness, what a hand. What a hand. If you could drop green-white life gain, this is the hand about it. Speaker of the Heavens. Gains a ton of life, and that is the game. Yeah. All right. Opponent gets in, hits us. We draw nothing. Well, okay. This needs to mill all of the remaining Creeping Chills, and that still doesn't matter. Well, sometimes you run into an opponent that just has the absolute best draw their deck can get, and that is one of them. Triple Soul Warden, double Righteous Valkyrie Coco. If your Green-White Angels deck has that hand, you're probably gonna win every time. Why do Mono White and Historic always have like 6 Soul Wardens? I mean, that was just a good hand for our opponent's deck. All right, so what we need for this deck, because this deck is pretty sweet, and it's winning enough, it needs a way to discard cards. So let's see if we can improve this deck in some way. Also, as we improve this deck, a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom, and if you need some magic cards, you get them at cardkingdom.com. So we need a way to discard cards. Also, you know what is kind of funny with this deck is Archfiend of Sorrows by itself is keeping us from playing Lurrus as a companion. We could play this exact same deck and have Lurrus if we dropped Archfiend. Is Archfiend actually good enough to dominate the main deck? How can we get cards out of our hand? That is the question. How can we discard cards? Maybe just like bone shards. Like, we don't need to discard a ton of cards. Also, we've seen against the creature-based decks that we probably could use more removal. Like, what if we just go like down Rotting Reunions, Thoughtseize to the sideboard, and Bone Shards in? Like, does that just solve it? Does that solve all of our issues? I mean, is adding Lurrus worth it? Do you think it's worth moving or cutting the Archfiends of Sorrows to have Lurrus as a companion? Any deck with 4 Creepy Chills got to be top tier. I mean, the deck has felt functional. It's felt pretty good. Ooh, Zombie Infestation. Zombie Infestation is sweet. We can Davriel ourselves. Jund with Seasoned Pyromancer. All right, I think that would be a new deck. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's try this. Let's just save this deck real quick. Let's make a copy of it. If we want to play Jund. If we want to play Jund Fungus. what would we cut? So I think Archfiend of Sorrows is probably the... All right, so Bone Shards, let's move that to the sideboard. Bone Shards to the sideboard. Archfiend of Sorrows to the sideboard. So if we go into Jund, we're going to be able to fill our graveyard like crazy because we can add Faithless Looting. And we can add Seasoned Pyromancer. Which are kind of insane graveyard fillers. And that lets us discard cards from hand. And then, okay, so we need to add red mana. This might actually be a sweet, that might be a sweet way to build this deck, actually. I kind of like this idea. Is there anything else that we get from red? Like, is there anything else that we should be adding? Like, what other upsides are there from going into red? So Blood Crypts in, Stomping Grounds in. We need the rest of the Triome someday. Go down. Couple basics. Altar Boy, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze does seem good. Splash Rite of Harmony, play Zombie Infestation. Then you can make, then you can do Right, Flashback Right, and then every 2 cards you discard, you draw 2 additional cards, make 20 plus zombies. That is a sweet idea. I do like that. It does require a bit of mana. I think that would be a different deck, but that is a cool idea for a deck. Might have to try building that deck, because that is a really cool idea. Couple pathways. Cut. How many lands was this original deck playing? Not many. Mil Ashiok. Oh, Croxa. I was only playing 20 lands. Ooh. All right, no wonder we were getting all those one-landers. This is a pretty land-light deck. All right, so okay, so that's red. So what else does red add that might be good? An Ox. The question is, what would we cut? This one odd Mire Try-In is driving me a little crazy. I think we can fix that. All right, fix the Mire Try-In. Okay, so graveyard filler, payoff, graveyard filler. We probably do need removal. We still got to figure out the sideboard. Get rid of the... I feel like the Bone Shards actually are good, or lightning axes or something. Go down the Pack Rats. Go down Ghoul Caller Salvist. Thoughtseize Bone Shards. Assassin Trophies. That actually seems like a fine sideboard. Or not horrible sideboard, at least. Something like that. I mean, maybe we just play it. Maybe this is fine. Delirium 1 mana red spell. Unholy Heat. Yeah, Unholy Heat could be worth considering. We have sorceries, creatures, lands. I guess we're never going to turn it on, though, without instants. We don't have any instants in the deck. All right, let's try a game. Let's just try a game with the Jund version and see. I don't even know. Maybe this is better, maybe it's not. Let's just try a game and see what happens, and we go from there. Don't you want Lantern over Relic? Maybe. Oh, Scavenging Ooze. Forgot to add the Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze would be really good. So the question is, like, would we rather have Relic combo with our Willow Geist? Or... yeah, this is fine. I mean, we discard the Creeping Chill, the Seasoned Pyromancer, so... Jund is already paying off at the moment. Croxa. Croxa just feels dirty. Too good to play. We like cards that are good, but they can't be too good. Once everyone starts playing in top tier decks, then we cross them off the list. Kolaghan's Command is in the format now. It came in one of the anthologies not super long ago. About it. Thought seizes us. Okay, take our creeping chill maybe. Please take the creeping chill. Valakut Awakening to put creeping chill back. Ooh. That could be sweet. I mean, now we have ways to get rid of it, which is nice. Now that we're in Jund, we have Seasoned Pyromancer and Faithless Looting, so the problem of being stuck with it should be much less of a concern. I mean, I guess it's kind of hipstery, but also I figure, like, I don't know. If you want to see people play Rakdos Kroxa, there's probably 40 people. There's probably currently 40 people on Twitch playing Rakdos Kroxa. So I assume I would think that it would be nice to have a. Oh yeah, we don't have an answer to this. I think we are 0% to win this already. we don't have an answer. There's no way we can kill this. Opponent has a dead weight, draws a card, kills our Willowgeist. Yeah. I mean, I guess the original version of the deck also is probably just drawing dead to a Core Spirit Dancer. Angelic Gifts draws a card. And draws a card. And gets in and hits us. Well, land on red, Seasoned Pyromancer, discard some cards. Draw some cards, make some dorks. Hit ya. Down to 17. But how do we stop a Pyromancer? I mean, it's not really Dredge, but it does have Creeping Chill, which is kind of a dredge card. Yeah, we just don't really have the removal for this. We don't. I mean, whenever you play against the Aura's deck, the question is, can you kill the Spirit Dancers and Srams? If yes, you win. If no, your opponent wins. The answer this time is no. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, the bone shards, we have them in the sideboard at least, so at least we have some. But if we had been playing, maybe if we were playing the upgraded version of the original, we might actually be in better shape. I don't know, like, I wonder, what do you think about the Roar of the Worms and the spider spawnings? Are those good cards for the deck? Are those funny memes? I'm actually not 100% sure. Like, maybe there's a much more focused version of this deck. I wonder if this could be Agadim's Awakening. I wonder if that's better than just Call the Death Dweller. Like, you could probably make a much more aggressive, like maybe something like this, a much more low to the ground version of the deck. Ooh, Historic Death and Taxes. That seems fun. Is this a meme or dream video? Meme or dream live? Not exactly. I mean, in some sense, everything's meme or dream, right? I mean, I still think this is really anything like Jund Sacrifice, is it? It seems pretty far away from that. Well, we'll see. We got a nice little aggro hand. Well, hopefully they only have one Spirit Dancer Sram. Alright, well, sure. Don't draw another one until you're dead. After you're dead, feel free to draw more. Opponent, Thought seizes us. Gonna take a Sprout. Well, land untapped. Sprout. Stitcher Supplier. Mills of cards. Pass the turn. Opponent does have lures, so the stuff is gonna come back eventually. About it. Adapts. There's a search on MTG Goldfish for that earlier question. It's just not visible. There's a click box for user decks. Oh, I think I missed the earlier question, but thank you for answering it. About it. Heliod's Punishment. Well, okay. Milieu. Mire Triton. Mill some cards. Land tapped. Hit ya. Pass the turn. About it. Thought seizes. Sure. And tap land. We draw Faithless Looting. Go to combat, hit ya. Down to 12, but the Lurrus is coming. Can we find an answer for the Lurrus? That is the game. Opponent plays a land. So like an Inquisition. Get Lurrus, which is gonna... Oh, come on, Thoughtseize, opponent. We draw a Sprout. I'll play the Sprout. But this mean it's coming back. Oh, Companions! Ruiner of everything good. Worst mechanic ever. An Ox of Agonis could be fine. I think Oxo's a good card. That's a good card to get in the graveyard. Opponent, land, Spirit Dancer. Now, remove this. Faithless Looting. Discard a bunch of lands. Go attacking. Wow, we were so close. That Heliod's Punishment actually does some insane work, and it's gonna come back again. And it's gonna draw a card because the Lurrus is so busted. About it. How are you at 14 on turn 2? Thoughtseize, Shockland. I mean, Companions are the worst mechanic of all time. I don't think Wizards has managed to top it yet. Give them a couple years, and I'm sure they'll find a way. But I will stand by that. I will stand by Companions being the worst mechanic of all time. I don't think you'll... give me your argument otherwise. I mean, I guess there's not really any point in... Really. Well, all right. Well, that does it. Suddenly our opponent has infinite life-linking power, and we got him to 2, and... Wow. How does our opponent have 7 cards in hand now? Or essentially, so many cards in hand after having nothing about it. Dredge. I mean, Dredge was obviously a mistake mechanic, but I don't think that it broke every format to the extent that Companions did. Companions managed to break every format in existence. Quite literally. Faithless Looting. Yeah, I mean... Oh, we're just dead. Oh my goodness, so close. Well, for not finding a single removal spell, we made it close. That's got to count for something. Well, tab and go. Pass the turn. Opponent. Amplify just doesn't do much of anything. I mean, I think there's a difference between like a bad mechanic like bands with other legends or whatever that mechanic was from was it bands with legends? What was it like? Adventurers Guildhouse, is that the name of the card? Let me... Adventurers Guildhouse. Oh, look at it. If you've never seen this card, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. This is gonna be the highlight of the stream. Adventurers Guildhouse. Land. It does not tap for mana. All your green legends gain banned with other legends. It's so bad. So there's mechanics like that are just Bad because they lack power. And that card is also, if you ever wanted the insanity of old Magic card prices, $20. $20 for a card that is quite literally laughably bad. It does have some good old school Magic art, but so yeah, there's a difference between that being a underpowered mechanic and being a actively harmful to the game of Magic mechanic. And I think that companions are more in the actively harmful to the game of Magic mode. How do we defeat this team of lifelinkers? Is there any way? Well, okay. We grow the Hulks, maybe. Eat you. Eat you. I mean, we could be eating. Yeah, none of that stuff does anything. Eat you, eat you. Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard a card. Draw a Creeping Chill. Yeah, I mean, there's just no way. It's just not possible. That's a perfect land for my Wood Elemental Bad Card Tribal deck. It would be perfect there. There's another land like that for another color. I mean, I think there's a whole cycle, right? Adventurers Guildhouse is the only name that I know. What was the card I stumbled across this weekend as I was sorting cards for Bear to Eat? Obelisk of Undoing? Obelisk of Undoing. Speaking of bad cards, I gotta pull this one up real quick too. Obelisk of Undoing. This card is hilarious. Maybe if you're playing at the time, maybe explain to me why this card exists and what it does. So Obelisk of Undoing. It is a 1-mana artifact that says pay 6, tap it, return target permanent you control and own to your hand. So for the low price of 6 mana, 7 if you want to call it the 1-mana investment to play it, you are rewarded by being able to bounce one of your own things. And then you have to spend mana, presumably, to recast that thing. And then the next turn, you leave up your 6 mana so you can bounce one of your own things again. Is this a combo with early Muldrifters? Was that like, what was the point of this card? How in the world do you make this card do something? I mean, bouncing your own stuff can't have value. It's just like 6 mana. 6 mana. For 6 mana, I think you could bounce any permanent these days. Probably way less than 6 mana. It was mana neutral with Teleria. Oh, I see. Anti-pacifism tech. Oh, okay. I can see that. It is a rare. Yeah, and maybe that's part of why it looks so weird is there's just been other versions that do something similar that have been printed and they do it in a much more efficient way. So it might just look bad through the context of modern Magic design. Maybe in limited damage. Ooh, damage. I forgot about that, Wraitham. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah. Damage on the stack shenanigans. Maybe there is something there with old Magic rules. I always forget that that back in the day Magic had a whole different set of rules. Almost goes infinite with Peregrine Drake. 6 to bounce, 5 to recast. Yeah, not quite. Could you also save your creature from control magic? I mean, yeah, saving your creature from removal is a thing that it can do. Very, 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 very inefficiently, but it can do it. It can technically do it. Hey, what's up, Divon? How are you? About it. Was there some like known combo that I don't know about? Wait, is that a Eula? Oh my god, that is a Eula. All right, so opponent's playing a tribal, and I think we perhaps might be in a tough spot. If there's one thing I know about tribal, we played this tribal deck at Memer Dream, and now I played against it multiple times. I played it. Oh, it's Divon. Wait, didn't Didn't we do a challenge like last stream? How in the world did you manage to queue into me on the ladder? I didn't know that was possible. What are the odds of actually running into someone on the ladder that that has been trying to play against you? It's gotta be incredibly small. We'll play this on red. Meyer try and mill some cards. Stitcher Supplier. Mill some more cards. Oh my god, so many lands go attacking. Opponent takes it. Very worried about Eula. Opponent untaps. Oh my god, here comes the fighting. Opponent. One combo on EDH Rec, Wormfang, Manta, Obelisk, Scroll of Fate. That... You know when your combo involves Wormfang, Manta, and Obelisk of Undoing, you know you got a good one. When it enters the battlefield, skip your next turn. When it leaves the battlefield, take an extra turn after this one. Wait, what is the third piece? Scroll of Fates. So the idea is you use Scroll of Fates to manifest a Wormfang Manta. And then I don't even know. I don't even see the combo. How do you flip it up? Pay 7 to flip it up, bounce it. That's got to be it. So you, that's so good. Hey, what's up, Hellkite? Good to see you. So you pay. That's so. Are we dead? We're probably dead. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much dead. Yeah. Well, that's why you play removal. Well, Glowspore Shaman mill some car. Well, I guess the downside of Jund is the mana is a lot worse, isn't it? Yeah, obviously we can't do both of those. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're getting tribaled out. That is the jankiest combo I've ever heard of. Okay, so Scroll of Fates is 3 mana. You gotta tap it to put this into play. You gotta pay 7 mana to unmanifest it. And then you gotta pay 6 mana to Obelisk doing it back to your hand to take an extra turn. So for, I don't even know, 16 mana? Counting the Scroll of Fates, you can take infinite turns. It would be sweet to pull off. That is, yeah, okay, sure. Well, yeah, we got to see Tribal go off. Boy, we're making some Meme or Dream decks look good at the moment. I mean, I guess it's good. It's good to support Meme or Dream decks on occasion. It's better when we are the one winning with the Meme or Dream deck, but what can you do? Yeah, I feel like, I mean, so far, I feel like going into red has not worked out record-wise, at least. I mean, I think we've also just, probably not, the first matchup, there's no way we're going to, no matter what build of the deck we're playing, we're not going to actually beat it. That's its own problem. This deck, we just, again, we were getting punished for not having removal. Wouldn't it be easier to Hushbringer? I guess if you're going into white. Yeah, you gotta be in another color, but I think it would work. When is the next Legacy stream? It's been a while since you played Legacy. Probably do some Legacy on the YouTube in the near future. Haven't really ever done much Legacy on stream just because, in general, I don't know exactly why this is. I guess it's probably just the way the Magic world works, but in general, older formats have not been as popular on stream, but they're popular on YouTube, and arena formats tend to be popular on stream. So in general, it kind of breaks down that way. On occasion, we do Legacy streams. We definitely do Modern streams, but yeah, there should be some Legacy coming up in the not super distant future on the YouTube. Well, land on black. Meyer try and mill some cards. Our opponent better not have a Eula again. A Eula, like, we played this deck. If you have a Eula and it stays on the battlefield, the deck is actually legit. If you don't have a Eula, the deck is kind of the opposite. So you just gotta, it's all about hoping you have a Eula. All right. Sure. Ooh, we draw a removal spell. That's actually pretty sweet. Well, play the land. Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. Yeah, the mana is pretty clunky, isn't it? Go attacking. Opponent. Yeah, the mana is a lot clunkier in John. That might be a reason to stay green-white. Vintage Stream. Let's see Seth try to replicate LSV going 5-0 with paradoxical outcome. Yeah, Vintage is a format I haven't played that much. Any updates on the pupper? Bear is there was a bear story at the beginning of the stream. He's doing well, although he does like chewing on things quite a bit. Let's Faithless Looting, grow the Willow Geist, discard, and discard. Go to combat, hit ya. Play a land. Bone Shards. Sack Stitcher Supplier. Kill the Rizard Reef. Hit a Creeping Chill, grow the Willow Geist. Card draw gone. Opponent out of 13. This is looking better. About it. Untaps. No Ayulas. No Ayulas. Anything but Ayulas. Curious, what was most recently chewed? Of course, Ayula off the top. Universal. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, well, yeah. Oh, what a bummer of a way for that to go. All right. We draw nothing. We will play the land. Untapped. Witherbloom command. Kill a thing and drain you. Season Pyromancer, draw some cards. Pass the turn. About it. Prosperous. Okay, this is some random things going on in this deck. Opponent, gonna draw a card. It's a land. Oh, wow, that's so unfortunate. That's how that went. Opponent gets in with a Eula. Hits us. Down to 20. I'll play Willow Geist. Mire Triton, mill some cards. Bone Shards, kill a Eula. Sack the Mire Triton. Go attacking. Well, we answered the Eula. We'll see if it's in time. Opponent down to 10. Hey, see you, deck Faden. Good luck with the grading. Faceless Agent. Draws multiple cards. Now a 2/2. Oh. All right. The Risen Reefs are going off. Yeah. We haven't been. We need to mill that. We need to mill the Archdemon. We haven't been able to find one. That just wins us the game if we hit it in time. Like, that's the hard wrath. Glowspore Shaman. Mills of Guards. Decline. Creeping Chill. Grania. Go attacking. Where's that Archdemon? Hey, Goldfish. So a buddy of mine gave me a bunch of cards, and my foil stack is larger than my legendary stack. Ooh, sweet. Sounds like a good buddy. All right, another Eula. And jeez, well, Okay, sure. Another Ayula. All right. Uh-huh. Okay, sure. Glowspore Shaman. Where's the Archdemon? We hit a Creeping Chill. We decline. We drain you. Faithless. We sideboarded them in, right? I swear we sideboarded them in. They're all on the very bottom. Go attacking. Ay, 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 ay. About it. Takes it to 6. What do they find? Hopefully nothing. Okay, counter on a Eula. And Lazov. I have no idea what this deck's what this deck's trying to do at the moment. Ooh, Flooded Strand. Wow, what a your buddy just gave it to you for free? Sounds like a pretty valuable collection. Yeah, there's this is kind of like the tribal deck we played, but with a bunch of interesting different stuff going on. Glowspore. I just want to hit an Archdemon. We have milled 40 cards. 40! Oh my god. Okay, finally. Oh, finally. Past the turn, it might just be too late, but golly. And we finally wanted this Archfiend of Sorrows, but yeah. 40 cards deep to find a copy. We did do it. We did finally get there about it. Untapping. Wow, that sounds like a sweet collection. Yeah, I don't know about. I mean, so I'm on board with the Risen Reef. I think Risen Reef's sweet. Unsure what Prosperous Innkeeper's doing. Really unsure what Naban's doing, and literally no idea what Lazov's doing. Like, maybe the idea of Lazov is well, let's should do it. Is that you can get an Ayula back from the graveyard, maybe? Well, okay. Archfiend. We're gonna kill a few things. We're going to attack a smidge. You're going to die a bit. Huh! Wow, that was scary. Yeah, the Leyline on turn 1 is probably pretty unbeatable for us if our opponent just has it immediately. Opponent blocks, and dies. Huh. Well, Ayula is really insane in this deck. Risen Reef I really like. Next time I play Tribal, I'm probably going to add Risen Reef based on how it has looked for Dyphon. The other, like, Lazovs and stuff, not really sold. Well, I guess we need Assassin's Trophy now that we see there's ley lines. I mean, I guess we only have 2 Archfiends, so having them end up at the bottom is... It's not impossible, it's just unfortunate. All right, run it back. Lazov can get a double Ayula. Yeah, I mean, I guess that must be the idea, because Ayula is really good in the deck. Can't cast anything. I guess that means we mulligan. Well, okay. 1 land. That means we keep. Ooh, opponent keeping 7. That means there's an Ayula. Opponent. Leyline on the line. Hooray! Well, Willow Guys go. About it. If they have a Ayula, we're just pretty in trouble unless we can draw a removal spell. About it. Thinking. Changeling Outcast. Now it's possible our opponent just kept... Ooh, we drew a land too? That's good news. Land on black. Death Bonnet Sprout. Pass the turn. Oh, we could have attacked. I forgot. This thing can't block either, can it? Opponent plays a land. Universal Automation. I mean, without any EULA, these changelings are fine. Mill. Exile. Oh, it doesn't even grow, does it? Oh, that's a bummer. Well, that's all kinds of annoying. Death Bonnet Sprout. Stitcher Supplier. Foiled by the replacement effect, go attacking. 1/1s versus 1/1s. Opponent's gonna block. It's never gonna go anyway. That's fine. Opponent goes out at 19. Adapts. And. Oh, come on, Assassin's Trophy. Faceless Agent. Wow. We're seeing the buff be relevant. For the first time ever, the buff is relevant. The fact that this has 2 toughness means it stonewalls literally our entire team. Yeah, the buff. Oh, how do we feel about this? How do we feel about Wizards? How do we feel about Wizards making this card better and having it actually matter? I mean, it's not a... Oh, no, and they draw on a EULA, too. Okay. Well, this one's definitely over then. Yeah. Fair enough. Way to go. Way to go, Tribal. Well, I will say... There's things I like about that build of Tribal. Specifically, I like the Risen Reefs. The other cards, I mean, play for fun, obviously. The other cards I'm not really sold on. Risen Reef I'm sold on. The rest of it, especially Lazav. And also, I don't understand what Naban does. What does Naban do in that deck? Like, how does Naban trigger? I guess idea is if you have a Naban and in a EULA, then you could play a Changeling and a... Wait, let's read Naban. How is Naban actually worded? Is it just when an ability on a wizard is triggered? Does that even work? What does Naban do in... If a wizard entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability, okay. So the idea would be, I guess, if you have like an EULA and you have a Naban and then you played a Changeling, your EULA would double trigger. That is going deep. That is certainly going incredibly deep. Oh boy, rogues. All right, so this is the upgraded version of the original build, rather than the red build. I still feel like the red build offers some potential, and I don't know if we learned much about the 2 matchups we played, considering the 2 matchups were just pretty far out there. Opponent. Does Tribal play Coco? The version that we played does. Opponent mills us. Play a land, Witherbloom command. Mill and kill. Get back on land. Head ya. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yeah, rogues. Lives on in historic. Thoughtseize. Luris. So should we be a Luris deck? I mean, from a competitive perspective, probably, right? From a competitive perspective, companions are just too strong to not play. And I mean, we are a graveyard deck. I would imagine that from a trying to win tournaments perspective, whatever we need to cut to have Luris as our companion probably improves the deck. Is this the same deck you played with Tribal on stream before? Also, are you doing a viewer battle stream anytime soon? Would love to battle you on Arena for Justice. So the Tribal deck, I think, is someone else's version. I think it's actually someone from the stream, Difod. So I think it's someone who saw the Tribal video and then made their own customizations to it. So it wasn't the exact video we played. It wasn't the exact version we played for the video. but it is similar. Soaring Thought Thief. Opponent blocks. Well, Roar the Worm, I guess. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Hey Seth, just saw you stream some games with Solar Flare deck list I sent you. It was cool to see my favorite streamer play something I said. Thanks so much. Hey, you're welcome, Dr. Neutroma. Yeah, Solar Flare is definitely a sweet idea. And it definitely had some really good games. Graveyard Hate, definitely a bit of a concern, but sideboards are cheating. Personally, I'm a big fan of best of 3 compared to best of 1. Best of 1, I've never been able to really stomach it. It's just too something. I don't know. It's probably because I've played Magic for a long time, so I'm used to best of 3 Magic. But for me personally, best of 1 comes across is really frustrating. Just the non-games that happen constantly just drive me insane. Because in best of 3, like, sure, sometimes non-games happen, but then you can think, well, I'll get him next game. Best of 1, when you, like, get a 1-lander and lose because of it. It's the worst feeling. At least that's my personal experience. If you enjoy best of 1, that's awesome. We will discard a card. Kill Soaring Thought Thief, hopefully. Glow Spore Shaman. Mill some cards. Decline to get back a land. Pathway. And Witherbloom Command. Mill Drain. Sure, get back a land, hit you to 11, pass the turn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Opponent ops, we're presenting lethal. We might be able to, I mean, what do you play? I mean, I think it's a personal preference thing. If you like best of 1, that's awesome. I'm glad they both exist because players play Magic for different reasons, and you should play whatever version is right for you. Best of 3 in general is right for me, but what do you play? I'm curious what your personal experience is. All right, gonna come and hit ya, Creeping Chill. Play the land, pass the turn, opponent taps. Can we find a way to finish this game? Opponents at 3 can gain life with Cling to Dust if they exile all their stuff. Looking, thinking, counting. Best of 3 when I want to play real games of Magic. Best of 1 when I just want to do my quests or daily wins. All right, they're going to main phase a Cling. Gain a bit of life. Go up to 6. Tap land. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. If we hit a Creeping Chill, we win. 2 out of... So we mill 3. We got 2 in our deck. Odds aren't that bad. Okay. Wasn't meant to be. Hit you down to 3. Pass the turn. Opponent taps. Can we take down the evil rogues? Opponent into the story. Gonna need to hit a removal spell for Glow Spore, I guess. So opponent draws a ton of cards. Looking at the board. Plays a tap land. Do you have a Fatal Push or something similar? Opponent passes. We draw nothing. Go to combat. Attack you. Thieves Guild Enforcer. They built the Creeping Chill. Got him. Max punished. Yes. So good. So good. Oh, that feels so good against rogues. Oh. Yeah, that was rogues pretty much doing that to themselves. Oh, that was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. I still think we want Scavenging Ooze. I think we're gonna cut. We have not cast a single spider spawning. I think maybe spider spawning just I don't know. Maybe it's just not necessary. Maybe it's just not necessary as fun of a card as it is. But maybe that could be a way to get the oozes in the deck, because I feel like the ooze would be very, very good in this deck. Trim. Thoughtseize in. Actually, Pack-Rat's probably pretty good in this matchup. Let's try old Packy. I mean, if we can get a copy going, it should be good. Why does beating rogues feel so good? Ugh. I think it's because rogues are just, in standard, they were so obnoxious. I think it's carried over a little bit. Double creeping chill. We will not keep this hand. Ooh. I also think this deck could use some MDFCs. Well, all right. Lands, please. Lands, please, magic gods. About it. Land and. What do you got about it? With 3 mana, Ashiok Bee broken in Historic. Wait, the rare one? We already have the uncommon one. And it doesn't really see that much play. I think it's occasionally seen a bit of sideboard play, but the old 3-mana Ashiok, I don't think the old 3-mana Ashiok is broken. I don't think it's broken in any format, honestly. It's a fine, fun planeswalker. Quite a wild matchup, randomly about Naban. It also double triggers Reef and Innkeeper. There's also Mass Vandal and Faceless. Sorry to keep repeating myself, but the timing of my post seems to keep getting forgotten. Hey, Diafine, yeah, it was cool to see more of your build. The Naban's definitely going deep. I could see when things come together, it seems like you could get a lot of triggers, and I do love Panharmonicons. So yeah, definitely super cool. But it was fun to see your build of tribal get to do its thing. I mean, when you draw Yulin, it sticks. It's that's what tribal. That's what they want. Opponent passes. Well, land. I mean, I guess we glow spore. The problem is then the crab can mill the land, and we do really need to hit a land. Oh, if we can hit our lands, our opponent. Wow. Okay. That is double creeping chill. Well, we will not complain about 6 free damage. Opponent down to 12, incidentally. Oh, yeah, pass the turn. I mean, our opponent's going to fill our graveyard for us. Are we going to hit the lands we need to cast things? That is the question. Thieves Guild Enforcer are going to build a land, of course. Sure. Mill. We don't quite have enough copies of Creeping Chill to actually kill our opponent by itself. About it. Hey, what's up, Enork's Wrath? Gotta ask why the channel points pretty much got nothing. So, well, the idea is the channel points will eventually. Oh boy, I wish we had a land. The idea is the channel points will eventually do something. They just currently don't do a whole lot. But the idea is that eventually they will be doing something. Just haven't figured out exactly what or how. All right, opponent has removal. But yeah, so stay tuned. Hopefully, fingers crossed that there will be some some stuff to do with it in the future. What is the record? So I think we've been changing builds a bit. I think that's awkward. I think the current record is actually correct for the deck that we are currently playing, although we did update it a little bit. We took a intermission to play a couple games with a Jun build that we didn't win. But that was, I think I would consider it just a different deck. Ugh, not drawing lands is kind of the worst. Opponent drowned in the lock. What we would give for a land. We've milled many lands. We've done a very good job of milling them. Not at drawing them. About it on taps. Oh, of course they top deck the land. They mill 2 of our lands that we desperately need. gets the Lurus. Puke, puke, puke about it. Come on, Magic Gods. Just let us draw land. Please. Of course not. Well, we will play a pack rat. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, not like this. Pass the turn. Well, at least we're playing best of 3, which means... Hey, what's up, Dogamith? At least we're playing best of 3, which means even if we get mana screwed out of this game, there still is a game 3. It is not... Wow, you got another removal spell? Jeez, all right. Well, can we ever draw land? Opponent. Thinking. I mean, if we draw lands and get to an Archfiend, like, it just rests the board. It's so good. Crippling Fear. Okay. Rest the board. Oh, what we'd give for a land. We'd give it all. Every single bit of it. Opponent gets in it, so it's down to... Oh my god. Alright, Glowspore Shaman. Mill some cards. Again, for time number 3, put a land on top of our deck so our opponent can mill it away. Next time, we'd probably keep a 6-lander. Yeah, that's been one of the challenges with the... One of the challenges with the channel points is figuring out how to, like, value them. Because people have been building up channel points for a long time. And that's making it hard to figure out what we can do with that. Are we actually gonna get a land? Are we actually, oh my god, we actually hit land number 3. It happened. It really truly happened. Well, we will get back what? To probably Pack Rat and Willowgeist? Yeah, merch is something that we've talked about. Cliff Jumper, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, that's merch would be a possibility, or like some sort of discount on merch. We've talked about stickers. We've talked about using it to like as a way to play games, but I don't know how practical that is with the amount of points that are going on. Because we thought, oh, it'd be cool if we could like cash in points to like play a Commander game or something. But when we have like thousands of people that have hundreds of thousands of points or whatever, it just might not be there might not be enough hours in the day to play that many Commander games as it would potentially mean. So that's kind of been the hard point with, yeah, that's the hard point of figuring it out, is how, yeah, how do you balance all of that? And plus, I mean, I want the reward to be something people care about to some extent. Like, you don't want it to be some, you know, horrible, crappy thing that no one wants. That kind of defeats the purpose as well. So those are all the challenges of it. So hopefully we figure it out eventually. Opponent. Yeah, I guess that could be a possibility to do it kind of like a Patreon or something, where there's like, oh, it's this much to play a Commander game, and there are 3 of these available, first come first serve, or whatever number. First come first serve. Once they're claimed, they're gone. That could potentially be a possibility. I mean, it would be super easy to do like a signed card. Stickers would be something that could be made, or like pins, some sort of like exclusive merch just for the stream, rather than, I mean, it would definitely be possible to do some sort of like, oh, if you get Goldfish merch, you could get, you know, enough points and get some Goldfish merch, or get something off if you had less points. But it could be cool to have like exclusive stream merch where you get merch that is only available for the stream, some sort of stream only playmat or sticker or something for some amount of points. So that could definitely be a cool idea. Ooh, an emote. I don't know how many emote slots we have. All right, Pona has another ground in the lock. Oh, hitting a land there would have been so spectacular. Wow, what we would give for a land. Oh my god. That would have let us get back the art. We got the spider spawning even. Our opponent was out a card. Oh, no! What a top deck. The top deck of the century. Opponent peels the draw 4 out of the air. Oh, wow. We have spent this entire game being mana screwed, where if we had hit like another land drop, we'd be in such awesome shape, but apparently that's just not ever gonna happen. Doomo Man, welcome to the fishbowl. Can we draw land? Can we just please draw land? Please. Oh my god, it's a land. All right. Archfiend, out of here. Oh, thank goodness. Kill the Luris. We made it look incredibly hard. Wow, our deck made that look so difficult. Kill your stuff, attack you. Opponent, lure is gone. Oh, they found another Thieves Guild Enforcer. Oh, rogues. Oh, rogues. I mean, what would be most appealing for you? Doubler Man, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Opponent gonna block. Well, we got rid of the Luris, which is huge. Our opponent goes to 2. Untaps. Resolving the spider spawning would be super sweet. Another Ruin Crab. I mean, our opponent probably has 1, 2, 3 counters. Well, 1, 2 counters in hand. Opponent mills us. Mills us. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Mills us. Oh, Merfolk Wind Robber mills us. Okay. Well, okay, spider spawning. Gonna be good if we live. The problem is if our opponent draws a land, we lose. What a ridiculous game. We just did not draw our lands quick enough for it to matter. That is the problem. Are all the chills gone? Dude in the need to. An opponent top decks the land that mills the rest of our cards. Wow. We just did not draw lands. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Wow. If we could have only drawn a land or two, that would have been so good. Well. We're gonna cut some of the self-mill cards and trust that our opponent's gonna do a lot of that work for us. Wow, that was like the max spider spawning too, and it still didn't work out. Ugh, for want of lands. All right. Well, bringing all the flashback stuff, run it like that. That was super close in a bunch of ways. If we had one more land, one more creeping shell, one more of basically any. Oh, I hate these hands. Like these are like, look at I think this is the biggest issue with the deck. We've talked about this throughout our time playing it. The deck does sweet things, but it gets hands like this, which are just like the worst imaginable hands. Like seriously, hands like that are so amazingly bad. It's like starting with 3 cards in your opening 7. About it. Ruin Crab. Outland. Glowspore Shaman. Mills of Guards. Put back a land for our opponent to mill, of course, pass the turn. Opponent. Mill some cards. Well, I mean, the deck. Alright, opponent finds the Thoughtseize. Takes the Call of the Death Dwellers. Yeah. And passes. Well, play a land, play a Willowgeist. Play a pack rat, go attacking. Seems like about a time for a Crippling Fear to come down to 15, about it untaps. Anyone know if Halloween is in Historic? Halloween is legal in Historic. It doesn't really see a significant amount of play, but it is a legal card. Alright, well, we get milled. About it. Cracks a Fabled Passage. Mills us. Yeah, I think channel points could be fun, but we'd have to figure out a bunch of stuff, which is what keeps them from happening as quickly as I'd like. Opponent kills a Willowgeist. Huh. Well, I assume this means our opponent has a sweeper coming. I'll go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent blocks. Down to 12 past the turn. Opponent. 20k and Goldfish will make a song about you. that'd be pretty funny. Well, Crippling Chill. Head ya. I mean, our opponent's problem is they're at a low enough life total. They're at a low enough life total where just milling our Crippling Chills can potentially kill them. So opponent did indeed have the sweeper. Roar of the Worm. That's kind of the worst. Mill a bunch of cards we would like to draw a bunch of cards we'd like to mill. About it. Ah, come on. Come on, opponent. Mill the Crippling Chills. Alright, opponent gains enough life that Crippling Chill no longer a realistic threat. Well, land. Go. What about Narcomoeba? I mean, Narcomoeba, if you can... Narcomoeba would give us another inconsistent card. I think that would be the problem. Narcomoeba can be good in certain decks. The problem is it's another... Like, this deck already really suffers from just having bad draws. Like this Roar of the Worm, for example. Where Roar of the Worm, when we're milling it over and casting it for 4 mana, and it's kind of like drawing a card when we mill it, when we do that, it's actually really good. On the other end, when we need a real card and we top deck Roar of the Worm, and it costs 7 mana, and there's 0 chance that we're ever going to get to 7 mana, it's kind of like skipping our draw. We time walk ourselves a lot. Narcomoeba would just be adding another self-time walk top deck into a deck that already has way more of those than would be ideal. I think Silver Smoke Ghoul would be good here. I think the Silver Smoke Ghoul would probably require finding sources of life gain. I don't think you can just play Silver Smoke Ghoul and Creeping Chill. I think people tried that in Modern Dredge for a bit, and I think you need to have more than just that. Well, we're hitting our lands this game. Wow, we might for the first time ever cast a Roar of the Worm. About it. Whew. The slow rogues. Another Ruin Crab. Well, okay. Wow. All right, we have flooded our way all the way into a Roar of the Worm. Got to give our opponent something to counter. We've run 7 of the 20 lands in this deck, which is kind of insane. Opponent, drown in the lock. All right. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We've been playing Fungi the whole time, Sai. Thieves Guild Enforcer to mill some cards. Well, there's a Creeping Chill. Head ya. It's Cling to Dust been really good. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't know how this is possible. We've drawn 8. We've run a land so many turns in a row. Wow, this has been the most weirdest running. From losing because we were mana screwed to literally drawing half the lands in our... very close to half the lands in our deck in the first not very many turns. About it. Gonna go attacking. Sure. Well, we might be on the opponent timing out plan. So they're playing at about 5 times their pace. Roar of the Worm. About it. I presume the Jund version of the deck had Faithless Looting. Did it make the deck better? The Jund version did have Faithless Looting. I don't know if it made the deck better. Faithless Looting and Seasoned Pyromancer are definitely good cards in the deck. At the same time, the mana was a lot worse, and we just really didn't play enough games with it to really tell. All right, another Cling to Dust. It could be worth playing Cling to Dust in our deck. I don't know. Well, I guess it depends on how popular Rogues is. Like, it would be nice to have a way to get rid of some of the cards in our graveyard without all of them in this matchup. All right, opponent finds a land, mills us a bunch. All right. Well, what do you got, opponent? Not enough cards to cast another Cling to Dust. Are they going to fire this up to exile the Archfiend? Opponent has a ridiculous amount of really weird graveyard hate. I think you're thinking about modern level of speed, which is to say draining isn't fast enough to make Silver Smotes playable, but historic is much slower. I mean, it could be, I could definitely try it. It wouldn't be hard to throw in Silver Smotes and see. I would assume that 4 sources of life gain, especially with the chance that they happen at the same time sometimes, is probably not enough, but maybe it would be. Opponent gets it and hits us. No blocks. Oh my goodness, another land. Well, okay. Archfiend of Sorrows. Uncounterable. Drain ya. Kill your Thieves Guild Enforcer. Attack ya. You know the draw 4 is going to be coming at some point. Alright, opponent has another removal spell. Hit ya. Down to 8. Hi. Good old Rogues. If you want more sources of gaining 3 life, you can mainboard Cling to Dust and then exile target creature to get the Silver Smotes back. Yeah, I mean, that would be a possibility. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just... Silver Smote could be cool in a deck that's filling the graveyard, but I think you need more than... Wow. At this point, I think it's safe to say we have run really poorly this game. Opponent mills us. Fabled Passage. Mills us. I mean, we only have 20 lands in this deck. And we have drawn all of them and then some. We just have not had the action to do anything because we've just drawn a land every turn of this game, and our opponent's been able to stay just ahead of the creeping chills because we just haven't had the pressure, and then they've had all this random graveyard exiling stuff to deal with what they mill, so it's worked out. I mean, it's only worked out for our opponent because of the massive flood. Our opponent's playing at a timeout pace, but none of it really matters when you just draw land every single turn of the game. Sure, Roar the Worm. I mean, the game's over, though. There's no way we can actually win from here. I mean, we'll let him show it, but... Ouch. Awkward running. Would Egon be good in this? Soaring Thought Thief. I mean, Egon's just a body. It could be fine, but... Opponent. Alright. Opponent finds it. Wow. Oh! I feel like we would beat Rogues, like, very close to 100% of the time. But wow, did we... I mean, the game that we actually got to play, we kind of just crushed them. And then game 2, we got mana screwed. And then game 3, we just drew... I actually think Rogues is a good matchup. I think we should beat Rogues a really high percentage of the time, but in game 1, we kind of just crushed them. Game 2, we got Mina screwed all game. Game 3, we drew a land every turn of the game. And, I mean, that's Magic, though. Like, disappointing, but I feel like because we want our graveyard full and because Rogues fills our graveyard, oh boy, yeah, I mean, this is a problem with the deck. I feel like we've said this many times, but like, what do you do with a hand like this? As sweet as this deck is, like, what do you do? This is essentially a 4-card opening hand, and I just don't think you can keep it. So many mulligans. I mean, this is not significantly better. All right. This is a kind of a 0-card opening hand, but we will give it a try. Land go. Yeah, I feel like the correct way, I mean, I don't know. The deck has definitely won some games and done some cool things, and the person who sent it in said that they were very high mythic with it, but it has felt very inconsistent. The good games have felt really good. The bad games have felt... Oh no, it's happening again. How does our 20 land deck have 6 cards, have 6 lands already? How is it possible? Yeah, I feel like, so we'll talk about it. I'm gonna have to go upload the podcast in a couple minutes, but we'll talk about it. Season Pyromancer. I feel like Archfiend is just not worth it. And the other thing is, like, Archfiend comes at a really high cost because Archfiend costs us... I mean, Archfiend is going to be good here. It carried over from last game. Wow. Our last 15 turns of Magic, we've drawn a land every single turn for 2 straight games. Yeah, it'd be sweet, Doug. I'd love to see it. Down to 10. Yes, is exactly where last game picked off. Opponent. Could it be the Arena Shuffler? I mean, I think it's just bad luck. Magic is a game of variance. So, I don't think it's that the Shuffler is broken. I think it's just part of Magic that sometimes you get unlucky for 20 draws in a row. Opponent. Loses her board. Takes a bit of damage. I mean, Archfiend was good here. I would imagine, what I was trying to say is I imagine the most competitive version of this deck is a Lurrus deck. Because Lurrus is kind of just an insane card. So I feel like the strongest version probably involves cutting Archfiend or moving it to the sideboard. Oh boy. And in playing Lurrus as a late game engine, it seems like just such a natural fit for this deck. So that would be my guess if your goal is just to win as many games as possible. Well, Meyer tried it. Well, we mill a little bit of life gain. Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Play the land. Pass the turn. Strongest version of this deck is probably a Jund variant. Maybe. I mean, Jund offers a couple of good options, which is nice. Like, Faithless Udi and Season Pyromancer are really good. There is a pretty big cost to the mana base. Well, Creeping Children, yeah. Roar of the Worm. Pass the turn. There's a cost to the mana base, and there's just not a ton of room. Have you been able to figure out a decent deck list with white? I mean, you can play white in mono black aggro. I don't think that white is especially a build around card for me. It's kind of just a like decent enough rate. A decent enough rate 2-drop. So yeah, I would imagine if you wanted to play a white deck, it would probably be mono black aggro or maybe a zombie deck. But I'm not sure there's much more. Oh no. How do we always draw so many lands? How is that possible? Why, Magic Gods? Why have you forsaken us? I think that Arena's shuffler randomization algorithm calculations involve current timestamps. And some point in time, the calculations seem less random. Are we dead? Probably. Opponents had a lot of fiery tempers. Mills a guard, down to 7. Hits another. Wow, literally all the fiery tempers. Yeah, that is every one of them. Sure. And that means we're dead. Oh, we really gotta stop drawing that many lands. Less lands, please, Magic Gods. So I don't even know if we really change much of anything. I think we just do the same thing, but this time do not draw only lands. I mean, I guess Witherbloom command. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is a part of the deck I'm not sure on. Like, Spider Spawning really hasn't been good once. Roar the Worm is not nearly as good as it might look because it gets killed by Fatal Push. It gets stolen by Claim the Firstborn. So the top part of the deck is where I wonder if this deck could be improved. There is a question though, like if you cut that stuff and then you add Luris, maybe you just we're keeping this. After flooding for the last 20 games in a row, we're keeping this. I fully expect this game will end with us complaining about having one land as we lose, but after the last games, I don't think we got a choice but to keep it. We just got to go for it. Maybe this just goes into being an entirely different deck, but in Liliana Wake of the Dead may be something we want. I mean, Liliana's sweet. I do like Liliana as a card. Death Bodice Sprout. Soul Guide Lantern. Alright. Whoa! Whoa. Two lads. Okay. Mire Triton. Mill a couple of cards. Hit ya for 1. Opponent down at 19. Where'd you send me your Luris list, Randarock? Opponent. Aw. Magmatic Channeler. Well, no land. Now go to combat. Hit you with a Mire Triton. Down to 17. I mean, so just so it's clear, because there's been a bit of confusion about this, Willowgeist only gets 1 counter no matter how many cards are exiled. So if our opponent wipes our graveyard, we do get a counter, which is nice. But Willowgeist, it wants things like Scavenging Ooze. It wants things that repeatedly exile a card rather than something that exiles all your cards at once, because it says when 1 or more cards leave your graveyard. So it is worded in a way that keeps you. Oh my god, Goblin Chain Whirler is deadly. Wow, I don't have the land, thankfully. Yeah, Chain Whirler would have been probably game over here. About it. Green Black Geist. Oh, that's a. Yeah, that's a cool deck. Old Stickfingers is definitely a fun card. Ooh, we hit a land. I think that's good. Well, Mire Triton mill a couple of cards. Land on green. Sprout. Two Magmatic Channelers gives our opponent so many shots to hit something game-winning. Would love to flip these sprouts. We have not managed to get many creatures in the graveyard. Get in. Opponent blocks. All right, pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, if they find a Chain Whirler in a land. Life is bad. Opponent gets a ton of spins. Yeah, that looks cool, Ranarok. Opponent. Land. Boom. All right, we'll try to do one. Boy, we'll try to do one more, but it's got to be a quick one because I got to go upload the podcast. Oh, we probably shouldn't do one more, but we'll try to do one more. But I'm going to scoop aggressively because I do have to go upload the podcast. Yeah, Chain Whirler. Well, this deck started out good. I will say I'm not sure how this deck got to Mythic 125. Maybe it was played at Mythic 125. But I don't know. I think it's I enjoy the idea of the deck, and there are certainly some fun cards in the deck. And we've seen the deck be really good. We've also seen the deck be incredibly bad. Burning Bush, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Daughter won a game of Commander with Chain Whirler. That's interesting. Well, we're gonna try to get in one more game before I go upload the podcast, but if it's gonna be really, I'm gonna scoop aggressively because I do have to go upload the podcast, and I'm honestly supposed to be going to upload it now, but I don't really want to go out on the blowout by Chain Whirler now. Unfortunately, our opponent, Termosticles, please, we have podcast to upload. Would you like to decide on your opening hand? Thank you. There we go. Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Untaps. What about Charnel Troll as a growing beater and a way to fuel Geist? Oh boy. Into the Triome. Interesting. Well, land and Mire Triton mill some cards. Double Willow Geist. Hit ya. We haven't had many games where we started with a Willow Geist on turn one, which is kind of disappointing. I feel like Willow Geist is probably one of the most powerful cards in the deck, and it hasn't come out early very often. Oh, is this 5-color Niv? Ay. All right, well, Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. Glowspore Shaman, mill some cards. Wow, wow, the inconsistency is insane. We milled 11 cards with 0 lands, so we couldn't get one back with Glowspore Shaman. The running with this deck is cracking me up. I've never seen anything like it. Opponent. Land, go to combat attack. Now the deck's sweet. We've just had some really awkward running the last few games. About it. Considering the possibilities. Yeah, we did draw the land, so it worked out as if we had put a land on top. Yeah, this is definitely a Niv deck. Ugh. Can we kill our opponent before the Nivs come down? Expressive Iteration. Gonna draw a bunch of cards. Egon. Yeah, I mean, Egon I think would be... I mean, I guess it's big. Big is something. Well, that's actually kind of good for us. Opponent helped us by getting the Archfiend into the graveyard. Get it back. Hit ya. Down to 2. Thank you, opponent. Thank you. Opponent. This lets us beat a Niv. This lets us beat a Wrath. Our opponent thought sees the Archfiend that we needed in the graveyard. Teferi, that does nothing. Sure. Teferi, Hero of Death, draws a card, untaps, no way out, and wow. Opponent's got a pile of broken stuff, but I think we're gonna get there. Sure. I'll go to combat, attack ya. About it. Wow. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow. Okay. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess maybe we should have just gotten back the Archfiend and went for it. Lightning Helix off the Teferi. Pass the turn. Yeah, I guess we should have unearthed. Yeah, I mean, fogging would have beat the unearth. Opponent draws a card. But Lightning Helix is an answer to the trying to win by draining with Witherbloom command. Vanishing Verse. About it. I don't know if that's a straightforward punt. And plays a tap land, passes. Wow, if we don't win from here, I'm going to be super disappointed. All right, we draw another land. Archfiend. Go to combat. Attack. About it. What do you got this time? Please just die. Please. Cycles a Triumph. That's a good side. Oh, look what we got there. Okay. Oh, well, we managed to race them. Oh, Seto would have been such a blowout. That would have been such a blowout. Well, Duresid. Thaw Season. I guess probably the Assassin's Trophy. Archfiend was actually good there, but I think we got to go down the Archfiend. Go down, I guess, the Mire Tritons? Run it like that. Hope for the best. And opponent any suggestions for blue-red token generators for a Pioneer Transmogrify deck? I mean, some decks in other formats have been able to use Dwarven Mine. I'm sure there's... Huh. I mean, I guess we keep this. I'm sure there's also some number of, like, dragon fodder effects, just like 2 mana red sorcery, make 2 goblins or whatever. So I would imagine that kind of stuff would be the direction to go in blue and red. I don't think blue offers a whole lot. Now Sharknado, I guess it does offer. As far as creatures that allow you to discard, Cabal Initiate is a good one. Ooh. Yeah, Cabal Initiate sounds sweet. Well, Death Bonnet Sprout, go. Come on, lands. I do feel like we've either been begging not to draw lands or begging to draw lands. pretty much every match with this deck. I think maybe some MDFCs to up the land count would be good. Aghanime's Awakening seems like a pretty natural fit. Well, Death Bonnet Sprout mills. We find a land. We'll play the land. Go to combat. Attack ya. About it. Good old Lightning Helix. Well, Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Mostly lands past the turn. About it. The crab token thing is in modern and historic. Hard evidence, but not a pioneer card. Past the turn. These are the worms. Hopefully our opponent boy. Yeah, so we have half a hand. Well, 40% of a hand. The bone shards are kind of cards. I mean, I guess we can use them to discard the Roar of the Worms at some point. Oh, we gotta hope that the Niv is bad, basically. If we're playing another one, Charnel Troll has proven good in other self-milled decks I've played. It feeding the Geist. Yeah, Charnel Troll. I haven't played any Charnel Trolls in quite a long time. Could be an interesting card to try. I wish Lotlith Troll was in the format. Lotlith Troll is pretty legit. Chardonnay Troll, the risk is, if your opponent has Graveyard Hate, you'll lose it. So, I mean, it is sweet if it stays on the battlefield and you dodge Graveyard Hate, but it's also very high risk. Your opponent plays a Leyline of the Void or a Soul Guide Lantern, and the punishment is not only losing all your graveyard fuel, but also losing the troll on the battlefield as well, which, ugh. They need to put Lotlith Troll in the format. That would be sweet. But yeah, Chardonnay Troll, it could be fun to try at least. But yeah, Lotlith Troll would be, that would be the perfect addition to this deck. Opponent, all the way back down to 20. Going to cast every expressive iteration. Well, their hand should be good for next turn. Opponent draws more cards. Well, we find our lands. That's good. Hand not as good. Opponent untaps. I mean, they gotta have a Niv by now. Land. Niv. Well, how many cards do they draw? 1, 2, 3, but they're pretty good ones. And a Graph Digger's Cage. Well, Bone Shards. Discard a card. Kill the Niv. Deathbound at Sprout. Go attacking. Opponent down to 16. Pass the turn. Untaps with a handful of Niv cards. I feel like we gotta race the Niv to have any real shot. I missed that green-black spider from Old Theros. Really disappointing the card wasn't quite constructed playable. Ooh. What is the green-black spider from Old Theros? When I think green-black spider, I think of Ishkana. But that was Shards, or, that was Shadows of Innistrad, right? About it. Fairy. Draws a card. Thinks. Untaps maybe. Alright, we flip. We draw a Witherbloom command. Witherbloom command. Destroy and drain. Opponent lets it go. Bone Shards. Discard Aurora the Worm. Try to kill the Teferi. I mean, we're making this interesting. I'm aware how you feel about Secret Lairs, but I was wondering if you've seen the new drops and wondering your thoughts on them. I mean, I'm not anti-Secret Lairs. I'm anti-releasing releasing exclusive cards in Secret Lairs. Although the amount that they're going to print in the list is alleviating some of those concerns. So I'm not anti-Secret Lairs in general. I mean, there are things I do dislike about them, with one of the biggest being, I do think that they are hurting local game stores because they're moving more money directly into Wizards' pockets that would otherwise probably go to local game stores. But in general, I'm not just anti-Secret Lairs being a thing. The new Secret Lairs, I think the Stranger Thing one, it's basically the Magic versions are coming and they're going to be cheap and accessible. So, okay. I think we've reached the scooping part of this one. Yeah, with the Hydroid Crosses, we definitely have. All right. Well, one more shot. Can we aggro about? Can we get one more win with this? This funny Fungus deck, which has proven to be funny. So the Secret Lair Stranger Things. If you're a huge fan of the show, then get it. Otherwise, if you don't care about it, get the Magic versions. I really like the movie poster looking ones. Those are probably my favorite Secret Lairs of of this this run, like the Gravecrawler one, the one with Dismember and Beast Within. I just really like the art style of those. And then I think Gravecrawler and the one with Razakath, I think, offer the most value. So there's definitely some good aspects of them. Opponent plays spider spawning. Well, if we can get to that, it could be good. All right. Boy, I would love to get a clock going. Opponent's hand is literally all lands. Can we somehow kill our opponent before they draw out of it? An all land hand is actually fine with our opponent's deck, though. All right, we draw a land, Witherbloom Command. Mill, Drain. Oh, we almost whiffed on lands, all right. Get a land, play it tapped, hit ya. 16. Opponent untaps. The race is on, the race is on. Opponent, what do you got? Untap land. Well, we played untap land. Roar the Worm. Hit ya. Down to 15. Untaps. Oh, come on. Hold. Opponent plays a land. Passes. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Oh, Morality Sphere. Okay. Well, Willowgeist. Call the Death Dweller. Glowspore. Stitcher Supplier. Death Touch. Menace. Mill some cards. Grow our Willowgeist. Hit. Not much. Get back a land. Pass the turn. What does our opponent have? We're actually kind of close. Opponent. Land, untap, Niv. Oh my goodness, this is so close. What do they find? Deafening Clarion, Hydroid Crosses. Oh no! 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. Wow. Are we going to end up just short? All right. Opponent draws a new hand of very good Magic the Gathering cards. Okay. We hit the land. We play the land on black. We bone shards. 3, 6, 7, 8. Wait, so we could get this back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They didn't take a Helix. Well, we don't have lethal, right? So we get back Roar the Worm. Grow the Willowgeist. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bone Shards. Discard Spider Spawning. Hit ya. This puts our opponent into creeping chill rage. We know they can sweep the board, minus the worm. We'll see. We might have it. We might be going out on top. We might be going out victorious. There's the sweeper. Oh, they don't get the... Come on. Creeping chill? Creeping chill? 1, 2, 3. No creeping chills. 1, 2. All right, no creeping chills. That's fine. But what do you do about the other two? What do you do about the other two, Niv? That's a 4/4 Willowgeist. That's a big old worm. Is that game? And they don't even know that we got the creeping chill in hand. They got a lot of threats that they got to answer. That's probably just too many threats. Probably too many threats for our opponent to answer, I think. An opponent scoops it up and... Okay, I mean, So what do we learn about this deck? What do we learn about this deck? I feel like we got to see the good and the bad of this deck. The good is the deck works in a really unique way, and it's actually pretty powerful. The bad is it has some cards that we really want in our graveyard and we don't ever want to have in our hand. And we tried to add a little bit of weight with the bone shards to get those cards out of our hand, but we still could go more. Maybe the Jund version offers potential. You get worse mana, but you get more ways of filling the graveyard. But I think the deck's sweet. Like, it's a really weird looking deck, and I think we ended up being right around 50-50 with it, which, not an insane record, but a reasonable record for a deck that is definitely pretty wild. You don't see too many Spider Spawnings and Roar of the Worms and Archfiend of Shadows in the main decks at Historic, so I'm pretty happy with how the deck played overall, so definitely a cool deck. So thank you to the person who said it. If you have a sweet deck for Historic, or for whatever format that you might want to see in the future on stream, make sure to send me an email, 7al@mtggoldfish.com, send me a link. But I'm going to scurry off and go upload the podcast. It's podcast day, so reminders on the way out the door. First off, we'll be back 21 hours from now, 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, for another stream to have some more fun. So I'll see y'all then. Replay YouTube, you can find the old streams. Normal YouTube, Budget Magic just went up today. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them from over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Where is the podcast live? It's on Spotify. It's on the YouTube. All the main podcast sites have it as well, but on the YouTube channel too. So it'll be going up in the next 15 minutes or so once I get it uploaded. So thank you to all of you mostly. Have an amazing night. I love y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out, and yeah, see you tomorrow. So until then, I will talk to you soon.